What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are excited. You can tell by that intro, I'm super excited for this. Let me go ahead and hide this Ibiza special GDI text here. Get that out of the way there. Guys, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. I'm super pumped. I hope you're pumped. I'm having a great afternoon. I hope you are as well. I hope you're happy. I hope you're safe. I hope you're healthy. And of course, I hope you're happy as well. Guys, we got a two-leg day ahead of us. We've got a beautiful Flight Factor 320 in front of us. We have the MATAVIA light mod in action as we go to Ibiza. Some call it Party Island. It's going to be an epic time. And then if you're over 40, basically everybody else just going to come with me. We're going to go look at a rock. So if you're under 40, you're probably staying in Ibiza. The rest of y'all are coming with me. We're going to go look at Gibraltar on our second leg. But I'm ready to get this going. I hope you guys are. Captain FR, what's going on, man? Welcome. Gintaris Sauce, what's going on, man? The cabin looks like a party place. Oh yeah, dude, we got the classic Iberia. You know, the Spaniards, man, they know how to party. One of my good friends, he's like a true Spaniard. His name's Felix, and he's just he's awesome. And we've partied together sometimes. They know how to do it right. So I figured, you know, they'd probably have a little something special going to Ibiza. I actually looked at some Iberia first class footage, and they have some really nice mood lighting on the Iberia. I think it was a wide body, the one I was looking on YouTube, but they have that purple tone, purple and blue. I think it's really cool. So I figured, hey, why not? We'll change it up a little bit and make this a little bit more exciting. It looks like we have that L2 door is, or L, what is that? 1, 2, 3, I don't remember. My L4 door is closed there. That's not good, but everything else looks pretty good. I hope you guys are ready to go. Philip, what's going on, man? Good to see you here. Amazing intro. Thank you. Appreciate it. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get the show on the road. We are going to Ibiza, or Ibiza. Ibiza. I gotta say it right. Aerosoft scenery over there is absolutely gorgeous. We're gonna be departing Barcelona, cold and dark. So let's hop into the pit here, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn the dome light on. Sometimes referred to it as the KGB light. It is this bright, and it is very, very loud in the cockpit with that light on. Just loud as in sight. It hurts your eyes a little bit, but I've edited some of my lights to kind of make it look a bit more realistic. Of course, these blue tones here are a little bit more dramatic, but hey man, if the Spaniards know how to party, I'm sure they know how to decorate their cockpit too. So, and I also put some little red chart lights on the windows here. So this is a mod from MATAVIA that it's a payware mod now. I think they offered it for free for a while, but now I think it's $4 or $5 or something like that. And you can customize the lighting any way you want to. So I'll show you that if I turn the dome light off there. So you can have like red chart lights. Now on the real airplane, they aren't red. They are kind of an ice blue LED color, but I put red on there just to make it look, oh, whoops, whoa, sorry about your eyes there. Just to make it look a little bit more juicy. How nice does that cockpit look, huh? So we got the airplane sitting here, ready to go. Tesla guy, what's going on, man? He says, bring out the champers and barbecue. Not that you can barbecue on an aircraft. No, man, no barbecuing on this airplane. People have gotten in trouble for bringing their, they're like little electric grills, and bringing it into the cockpit. Yeah, people try to do that, and then we have to write company memos saying you can't bring that to the cockpit. So, all right, let's go ahead and get back. No more sidetrack. Let's go ahead and we'll get to business right away here. We got the nav light on. Everything else is off. Crew supply can come on. Ground control can come on. We got to record our cockpit stuff here. Let me make sure my BSS sounds are set correct. I think that's supposed to be up a little bit higher, so we'll put you about 50. Everything else looks good. Fuel pumps are off. First officer already did the fire test. That looks good. Everything on the overhead is ready to go. Gear handle is down, off, neutral. Everything is shut down here. So let's go ahead and pull out some charts. Let's pull out our AVI tab. LEBL is where we are departing. We are doing a dawn departure. It is also 5:45 in the morning. We're going to have a nice sunrise departure, and then we'll discuss our time for the second flight. But it should make for some nice views on the way out of here. So let's pull out the 10.9 page. 10.9er. So we're sitting right here, perfect. I don't know if they depart 2.5 left in real life. I don't know, we'll see, but I think we might be able to get away with it. I kind of want to depart 2.5 left. That's what I've predicated my flight plan on. Let's take a look at the weather here in the sim. 3027. We'll throw that in the box, and then we will set that to hectopascals. 1025. Beautiful. New member, Musa Ba. What is going on, man? Welcome to the channel, dude. Positive rates in chat for you, man. Thank you for joining. Exclamation point welcome. If you want to have more information on your perks about being a new member here at the channel, really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Wind light and variable. So yeah, we're going to do what we want. We're going to blast off 2.5 left. We'll back it out, taxi down kilo. So that makes planning simple. What I need to do now is just pull up my flight plan from Sim Toolkit Pro. Oh, you know what? I never actually started the flight in Sim Toolkit Pro. Let me just go ahead and get that started. There we go. That should be updated for you on the overhead there, or overlay. We can clear this nav TCAS fault one, but I hate looking at fault messages when they shouldn't be there. Pretty simple flight plan today, so let's just get this in the box real quick here. LEBL to LEIB. Man, these identifiers are so foreign to me. Flight number, we are Ibiza. I forgot what it is. Is it EA? IA? I want to say it's I. Oh, man. Iberia. We're going as 114. I think that's wrong, but oh well. 55 there on the cost index. Cruise altitude for this flight, not very high. I did have us going at 200. We may even go lower. We may even go at a 190. Yeah, matter of fact, this has us filed for 190. So we're gonna do 190. IRS init, align on ref, confirm the alignment. That looks good. Departure. Let me pull up my chat here so I can see some of you guys. 5:45 a.m. Really? Yeah, there's a 5:45 a.m. Dougal. Come on, man. Everyone wants to get their party on early. Don't you know this? So we're going to leave 5:45 a.m. off of 2.5 left is what I'm planning. Light and variable winds. And we are taking the LARP. I did get my box updated, so that's good. The LARP 2 Sierra. Or LARP 2 Foxtrot. Oh, let's take a quick look at that. Make sure we have the right chart. I think it might be a runway discrepancy. So we'll go back here. Departure procedure. Where are the LARPs? LARPA. Man, there's just so... I mean, like, really? You need this many departure procedures? Spain? Come on. Jeez Louise. LARP 2 Sierra. LARPA 2 Sierra. That's what we want. We have the LARPA 2 Fox and the LARPA 4... Oh, LOBA. Oh, we'll just put this one in there. What does it give us? Let's work through this together here. Wow, that looks like a wrong departure runway. Captain FR, welcome to Private Pilot, man. Welcome aboard, dude. Glad you're enjoying the content. Exclamation point, welcome for some more information on your new perks. Ah, so they got this going off of runway diagonal. We could do that too. I think that's more realistic, right? They blast them off runway 2. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go departure. It's a shorter taxi. Runway 2 and the LARP 2 Sierra. There we go. Insert. Now we're cooking with gas. Tassos all the way out to LARPA. We'll get rid of that. After we get a LARPA, it's very easy. We're going to pick up an arrival into Ibiza, and they land on 6, I believe. We're going to do ILS 6 Zulu on the Chords 1 Sierra, or Chord 1 Sierra, I should say. And I'm not going to select V. I'm just going to hit insert, and let's see where that loads it in from. And I think we're just going to connect the dots right there. Perfect. Insert. Now we got quite a bit of a funky route here. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm working with. How do I make it bigger? Why? There we go. So you can kind of see we got a little funkiness going on here, but what I'll do is once we get airborne, I'll just direct us. We'll just take a direct and head straight to one of the fixes on there.
Look up.
So, IBE, thank you guys. Oh yes, I knew I was missing a letter there. IBE, Iberia. So, perfect. Slam says our departures are infinite in thick Spanish accent. You got it. Carter says I hope the bar on board is free this fleet. I'm an early drinker going to Ibiza. Yeah, this is all drinks included on this flight. That's the benefit of the 5:45 a.m. flight. That's how they sell tickets. At least that's how I'd run it. All right, so we got our flight plan in the box here. Let's do a quick secondary. Initialize LEBL right back around LEBL. And for the secondary return, I'm just going to come right to 25 left. Because we're blasting off 2, we'll just make right traffic. And we'll make a visual approach right back into 25 left. ILS 25 left, Zulu, perfect. Secondary perf data will come all the way to approach. That's all we care about. Outside air temperature is 14 degrees. Man, the weather, I run real weather out here, and it's just, you get some beautiful weather. I mean, Greece was beautiful, Spain has been beautiful, Italy's been beautiful. There was it was pretty cloudy in the UK. That's to be expected, right? 040 here on the winds. MDA, I'm just going to do a quick 200. Set it in there in case we need to come back. So secondary is set. RadNav. Nothing to hard tune on this departure. This is pretty much RNav. We're back into the normal swing of things here. Max 250 below 10. New member, Brian K. Private Pilot, welcome to the channel, man. Exclamation point, welcome for your information on your new perks. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for joining, Brian. And another subscriber, what is it? Halfly, CYYZ. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Welcome aboard. Guys, how awesome would it be, I'm just taking a quick look at this, that looks good. How awesome would it be if we could leave the Euro Tour as a 10,000 sub community? We came over here on the 7-hour stream with 7K subs. How awesome would it be to leave at 10K? So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. I would really appreciate it. Also hit the like button while you're hanging out. Helps the channel grow. It does do good things for the channel. So if you are enjoying the content, hit that like button. Thank you for the subscribe there. Brad's Wagon. Appreciate it. All right, so let's do some loading here. I'm gonna just assume we got a full boat going because we have continuing service on to Gibraltar, but we are gonna change liveries because I know the Spanish are a little bit salty about Gibraltar and Iberia. Actually, I don't know if they're allowed to go in there anymore. Are they stopped in? I don't know. I know there's some bad blood between Gibraltar, so we're gonna take a Landor livery to the British island of Gibraltar, or not really an island, a rock territory. So I had my friend Cosmic Doubloon fill me in on all that. So we're going to take a full load of people here. We're going to set that. You know what that means. That means we're probably going to be taking a yoga takeoff. Now the cargo is probably going to be pretty light because everyone's just partying. They all have their own carry-ons. So we'll set a light load of cargo in the forward bin there. Fuel. I should call the fuel truck short flight. So let's go ahead and reduce fuel. Unless you want a tanker. We could tanker. Our required fuel, if we do, let's do 6.7. No, you know what? Screw it. We'll just tanker gas. We'll take 8.5. We'll set that. We're going to be heavy coming out of here. So now if we look back at our perf data, that looks good. Subscriber. Thank you for the subscribe, man. Who is that name there? Brian Horrocks and Delube and Santi. Guys, coming in with the subscribes. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Every subscriber is one subscriber closer to 10K. It's a Corona-free like button as always. Yes, Slam Cannon, thank you. All right, 8.8 block fuel. That's plenty of gas. We're going to tanker on down to Gibraltar. Looking at our 8.8, that matches. So we have 53.9, zero fuel weight, 53.87. That looks good. Zero fuel weight CG, 28.1. Guys, that looks pretty good to me. We are set. What do they want for speeds? 134, 138. We're going to do a 131. AQ. I hope I didn't destroy that, man. Thank you for subscribing, man. Welcome. 131. Let's just rip it out of here, man. Let's wake everybody up. We're going to do a flaps 2 Toga. No terrain to worry about there. Blasting off runway 2 that I'm aware of. So we're going to do a flaps 2 full yoga out of here. Transition altitude. 6,000 feet. 6,000 feet is set. That looks good. I think it's time to fire up the APU and get things moving here. So let's go ahead and close you. Let's go ahead and come back up here. Get the APU primed and ready. Get our fuel pumps on line. We can turn the KGB light off. Well, no, we'll keep it on for a little bit longer. Seatbelts can come on. Auto. Arm that. Waiting for the flap open message here. We're going to be climbing all the way to our cruise altitude of flight level 190. That is set. Flap open and let it rip on the start switch. Let's listen to this BSS fire up. The Slam Cannon says the cargo was just alcohol, no bags. I agree, man. Philip says a 10K pond, 10K over the pond return is very possible. I think so too. Ivan says planes never depart from runway 2. Uh-oh. Well, we're the 5:45 a.m. flight. We're special. Let's see. Why would they depart runway 2? Is there... Maybe if I looked at the actual airport briefing. Barcelona Airport during summer, blah, blah, blah. So we pretty much already are destroying their takeoff time. Prefer runway. Here we go. Dry or wet. Visibility 1.9. ATC maintain. Blah, blah, blah. Arrivals, departures, 25 left and 25 right. Non-preferential east configuration. Nighttime configuration. There we go. Departures, runway 7 right. Ooh, we're screwing that up. Arrivals, runway 2. So, well, they're going to let us... I'm going to request a special departure for runway 2 just so we don't have to taxi all the way to 7. So it looks like they blast off on 7 and they arrive on 2 before, basically in the night hours, so 0700 local. So we're going to blast off runway 2. Controller's in a good mood today. He's like, yeah, I don't have to taxi to 7 left. So that looks good. APU is online. Is that ground handling by Jar Design? Yes, it is, Alex K, by Jar Design. All right, any restrictions on the SID I need to worry about here? Max 250 below 10, we can do that. Max 200 in the turn at or above 500. It's pretty much a standard RNAV departure. Climb on runway heading to 500, then a right turn. Intercept the BCN 127 to Corva. we can do that, guys. We have the abilities to do that. Let's close up some doors here. We can go ahead and remove the baggage loaders. Let's close up all of you guys. Drive away all. Please prepare doors for departure and cross-check. Jeremy Harvey, what's going on, man? Hey, Captain, one of these days you should teach your wife how to fly an X-plane and invite her to the stream as a guest pilot. I actually tried doing that a while back, and let's just say she needs some more training. It was not pretty. But, yeah, no, she might make an appearance. We'll see. Roger Moore says, hey, V1, thanks for the stream. Don't worry about noise in Ibiza. Everyone will be up. I agree, man. We are not on VATSIM just yet, man. I want to be able to have freedom to use the runway I want to use and the route I want to fly so we can see what we want to see. James says, welcome to my country. Thank you, man. I'm happy to be here. Let's play on our pushback.
Cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
So we need to flip it around, tail to our right. I'm not sure this is how they push back it. We'll set it right there. That's where I want to go, Captain.
Ground cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, we'll go ahead and get rid of the KGB light right now. We'll turn the beacon light on. We'll go ahead and hide all the ground handling. They are hidden. We'll come back to arc mode, zoom it back in. I don't really like this floodlight on over here. We're going to turn this floodlight down. Oh, so much nicer. Let's turn down some of these floods as well. Perfect. Up to 190. Let me pull out my handy dandy checklist here if it is still possible. Looks like we still have a fuel truck hooked up, so I'm gonna have to check that. My publications, another member, Brad's Wag 650, man. Welcome to the channel, dude. Exclamation point, welcome. For more information on your new perks, glad to have you aboard. Welcome to first class. Drinks are free in first class, as Dimitri would like to say. Mad Pool coming in with a $5 bomb. Thank you so much for the donation, man. He says, appreciate all the Airbus knowledge and great flights. Hope you get back to flying in the real world soon. I sure do too. Mad MDA Poll, really appreciate your support on the channel. Thank you, man. And it's funny, I was just talking to my wife about this. We went for a little walk this afternoon, and I said, man, I really miss flying. I do. I'm at that point now where I'm really starting to miss being able to get on an aircraft and fly. So I sure hope this clears up pretty soon.
Release parking brake.
All right, he's ready to release the brake. Stand by on that. Before start, checklist, maintenance log, and tail number on board and check. Cockpit prep is complete. Gear pins and covers removed. Signs. What are we looking at? On and auto. ADIRS, nav, fuel. 8.5 required, 8.7 on board. Altimeters, 1025, set once, set twice, set 3 times. EFB, check windows, doors, and slides. They are closed and armed. Beacon on, thrust levers idle, parking brake is off. Brakes release, clear to push.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Ryer. It's not JetBlue, don't listen to her. Nice viewing over there. Gemini Jets, how's it going, man? Daniel D says, V1, did you open the APU flap right after the landing to make it moment ready to start up, or just a moment before starting the APU? Did you open the flap right after the landing to make it... Oh, I see what you're saying. To prime it. So sometimes we just call it priming. Yeah, sometimes I'll do it. I'll just hit the start to get it primed, to have the flap open. But then the only problem with that is you taxi around with the APU avail, lower ECAM, so you can't see your brake temps when you're exiting the runway. So it's not really good practice to do that. There's no problem in doing it. We should turn the APU bleed on before we cook everybody in the back seat. It's not really, common practice, but you can do it. Maybe if you have a short, a real short taxi into the gate and you just want it ready. Look at this cabin, though. These are all my mods and sponsors right here. You guys get the nice blue and purple. I should have reversed these. What I saw on YouTube on I think it was an A330, or it might have been an A340, but they had a blue overhead, very similar colors. I tried to kind of match it up, and then kind of a purple hue on the sides. But I just think, I mean, this looks like a plane going to Ibiza, if you ask me. Hi, Cap, do you have a Navigraph subscription? Yes, I do. How often do you update your X-Plane Nav? Well, I just updated this airplane because I realized I do mine manually, and I had my very first flight factor updated, but then when I made copies of it, right? I made a copy for the Neo mod, then I made a copy for the IAE mod, and then I made a copy for the CFM MATAVIA mod, and I never updated it individually. So I just updated this one, so we have a current nav database. We are good to go. Although this does say expires April, May. Oh no, we're still good. May 21st. Yeah, so we're good. But yeah, I do have a Navigraph subscription. It's a lot, I understand, and I think, you know, maybe try it for a month to see if it's gonna be something that you really like, and then you can decide if you want to do a full year subscription or something like that.
Operation complete. Set
What about flex?
brake.
No flex in flight sim, man. Brake set. You're clear to disconnect.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right, thanks for the smooth push there. We're gonna light them off. Yeah, Hackan, you can flex if you want to, but we're pretty heavy. Not that heavy, but we're moderately loaded, and there's no point in saving maintenance on your engines in flight sim. That's my motto. So we've adopted the no flex in flight sim here. Toga greater than flex. There's also a mug available, which I currently am drinking some bourbon out of right now. All right. Ibiza in Britain. Tesla guy, is it? All right, you're clear to disconnect, sir. And we're lighting them up. Let's go engine ignition to engine start. Flips over 38 psi. Turn in 1. Locust, thank you. I appreciate it. Nice red cockpit lights. I agree, man.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the smooth push. We'll see you next time. Good evening from South Africa, Robert. Good evening, man. Welcome to the stream, dude. Carter says need to move the strobes inside the cabin and make it a real party bus. You know what? Virgin America, before they were bought by Alaska, used to kind of have... I think they had the best internal cabin lighting, and they were a great airline to fly on, especially as a non-rev. But they were bought by Alaska, so it's kind of changed now. All right, we're good start on 1. Let's fire up engine number 2. Look at that flashing off the engine there. Batavia wings. I got the dirty wings on this one because I figured this is kind of their neglected A320. They never updated the paint job. It's a little bit more dirty. Ibiza here in the UK. Okay. I thought it was Ibiza. Ibiza? I don't know, very specific in how you say it. Omar says, I know you always started at first, but I never understood why. Because it's a way to get proper hydraulics to the aircraft if you want a single engine taxi. So we always start 1 first. Alright, we got 2 good starts. This comes back to a normal arm the spoilers. Let's do a flap 2 extension over the wing, shall we? I love those dirty wings. Looking good. Now, I wanted to take off right about... Oh, yeah, we're looking good. Oh, yeah, we're looking real good. 5:05.
Subscriber ahead. Look.
Thank you for the subscribe, Lucas. Appreciate it, man. And we'll go ahead and kill the APU because I know they're pretty specific in their APU usage around here. After start, engine anti-ice is off. Yellow electric pump is off. Rudder trim 0. After start, checklist complete. Let's find out where we're going here. We're going to runway 2, so I'm going to just continue straight out and make a left all the way, join Kilo 8. What is this taxiway? Is this taxiway Kilo? 1110, so what is this one here in the middle? Talk to me, chart. Am I going crazy? So, Gulf 5, Gulf 6. There's a hotspot right here, so obviously somebody has screwed up before. C109A for description. man, they've got all kinds of stuff here. This is like, it's like flying into DC with all the restrictions they have here. Hotspot information. Conflictive area due to taxiway concentration. Possible disorientation. Basically, it's a place you get lost and we can get in trouble, so let's try not to do that. Lights coming on. Oop, I need to turn the parking brake off. Let's do a cinematic breakaway here. We'll get down.
Subscriber ahead.
Thank you for the subscribe, plays it. What makes wings look so dirty? That is the MATAVIA mod. Oh, that looks good. We're going to dim the cabin a little bit, too. Wow. The reflections and everything. Let's come down here and multitask. We're going to go dim 2 to make it a little bit darker. Alright, we're going to make a left turn out here. Does ATC ever give you a last-minute runway change? Oh, yeah. Especially depending on the airport you're at. It definitely is annoying. Sometimes you have enough time to send new numbers. Depending on your operator, you may or may not. If you have an 8-car system, it's really not a no big deal. But if you have to wait for a radio closeout or your 8 cars is down, then it can be a pain in the butt. IMDimitri, what's going on, man? Greetings from Vancouver. Sorry I am late. Family stuff. Dimitri, don't even sweat it, man. Good to have you aboard, man. Welcome aboard. Let's go back to my 10.9 page here. Make sure we don't totally screw this up. So, is this not taxiway Kilo? November Sierra. Alright, we'll make a left turn. Because we don't want to go that way. We know that. I'll be able to see up here when I get to this taxiway sign. We can probably turn these chart lights, at least dim them a little bit. Let's dim these chart lights down. We're also going to dim down these internals. And we're going to turn that one off. Perfect. Alright, that looks a little bit better. Alright, so what? I'm on Kilo. I guess it just changes, huh? I could see why this is a hotspot, because this is this is really confusing. Early morning departure. Is my cockpit position correct with real? Not really. It's hard to simulate a real cockpit position without track IR. Okay, here comes the runway 20 approach, so we're going to taxi right through that. And we're going to line up on runway 20. Why no turn off lights for the taxi? Because they can be annoying. They shoot out to your side. But in real life, let's see, where are my turn off lights at? There we go. I do use them to illuminate the signs if need be. But here we go. We're on the runway anyway, so let's go ahead and light it up. Yeah, you can definitely use the turn off lights, especially if you have an airport that's poor lighting, to see your taxiways. And we're just going to hold on runway 2 because we haven't done any of our checks. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudders, full right this time. Normally I do full left, and then neutral. Flight controls are checked. Auto brakes max. Takeoff config. Auto squawking 2000. And cabin ready. We're pretty much ready to go here. I'm going to run a before takeoff checklist all the way through. Before takeoff checklist. Gross weight comparison is complete. Pitch trim. Pitch trim. Up 0.3. I know you guys are always on me about that. There we go. Pitch trim is set. 0.3% CG set. V1, VR, V2, flex. We got 131, 134, 138. No flex. Flaps config 2. Flight instruments, they are checked Flight controls check. ECAM memo. Takeoff all green. ECAM status check. PWS is on. TCAS code set. TRI cabin crew advised. Mini brief is complete. Takeoff runway 02 confirmed. Fuel 85 required. 86 on board. Engine mode selector. Normal bleeds and packs are set for takeoff check is complete. Brad's Wag 650. Dude, coming in with a $20 bomb. Positive rates in chat, man. Thank you so much for your support on the channel. He says, thanks everyone for all of the content. For sure, learned a lot. Got to show some love. Brad, thank you so much for your support on the channel, man. Thank you for that generous donation. I'm glad you are enjoying the content and learning aviation stuff here on the V1 channel. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Let's go. Iberia 114, RNAV to... I keep wanting to say RNAV Docker. I think that's the last airport I ever took off from in real life. I gotta find that departure. I think it's in LA. RNAV to Corva. Runway 02. Cleared for takeoff. Let's do this. I'm just gonna hide this. Spool them up 50. Let's go. Nose forward on stick, man. Toga, SRS, a runway, auto thrust blue. Oh yeah. 80 knots, thrust set. Neutral by 100. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Oh, that was a smooth, juicy takeoff right there. We're navving. In the left turn we shall go. 500 feet. I'm sorry, right turn. Wow, look at this view up here, though. That looks awesome. Alright, lever climb. Remember, wait for positive trend in airspeed. There it comes. Thrust climb, auto thrust. Flaps 1. Wow. Let's see if I can come back over here. Oops, wrong wing. Flap 0, after takeoff checklist. Goodbye, Barcelona. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Giuliante, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Man, that looks good. Gotta start the chrono before you guys start yelling at me. Should have started it at gear up. I gotta get that script in this. I think I have the script for the IAE mod, but I forgot to. I keep forgetting to put it on the regular CFM variant. Continuing back around here to the left. We'll just keep hand flying for now. Let's do a flyby. Man, that is just straight juice. There's transition 6,000. Man, it's so low. Standard set. Kill the landing lights. Outer above 5 for the next fix. We know that. I'm gonna turn the autopilot on so we can have a look around here. Here comes another flyby. Oh yeah. Now that is something juicy. Gintara says, I do miss flying. What view is this? What a view this is. Yeah, I know, man. It's awesome. Captain Geo, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. Good to have you on board. I think we're getting ready to go through 10. Yes, we are. 9.3, climbing 10. That's close enough for me. Let's go ahead and kill the lights. Ding the flight attendants. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Whoa, we have a fault light up here, ladies and gentlemen. What is this all about? Cargo heat, hot air fault. That's how you fix it in an Airbus. Reset. I have control on ATC, ACAM actions. Reset. ECAM complete. May or may not have ever had that one before. Alright, so here's our route where it gets a little bit funky here. They kind of want us going out on this left turn. We'll let it go for a little while, and then I'll just direct us. Let's look at some beautiful engine views here. How often do I use flaps 2 in real life? Epidemic, it's really going to depend on the loadout of the airplane. You know, it's not so much of you know, how often. It solely depends on the loadout. I mean, if you have a specific loadout configuration and specific airports that call for it, you may get flaps 2 takeoff 3 legs in a row, or you may go a whole trip doing flaps 1. So it just depends. I would definitely say though that flaps 1 is more common. But flaps 2 is not uncommon by any means. Tesla guy, if you had the option... Oop, I just lost it there. He says, to fly in either Europe or America, which one would you fly in? That's tough. There's some beautiful stuff out here in Europe, man. After doing some of this Euro tour, it is absolutely beautiful out here. I would like to just do both, you know? If I had in a perfect world. Maybe go to Europe when I want to in the summertime, and then fly in the States the rest of the year. Dimitri says the scenery looks even greater with logo Project Barcelona payware. Oh, I don't have the payware. I have a freeware Barcelona. It's got the city and everything on there, and I have some UHD, Spain UHD tiles that I use. But I mean, if I was going to be flying in and out of Barcelona full-time, you know, I might invest in some really quality payware stuff. Not saying that what I don't have already isn't quality, but after this Euro tour, how often am I going to come back? I might come back to Gibraltar. When do you use flaps 3? That is pretty rare. Flaps 3 is pretty rare. Is Gibraltar included in Orbix? No, I'm using a freeware Gibraltar scenery, which when we go to Gibraltar, I will put the scenery in a link for you. Oh wow, look at that shot. The sunrise coming through the back side of the engine there, just that warm glow. But it's a pretty cool little freeware scenery. And then I have the Spain UHD ortho around it. But what's cool is there's vehicles that cross the runway, but they respect your landing lights. So if the landing lights are on, it must be some scripting trigger. Then the vehicles will stop and hold short so you can land on the runway. Why do I use track error sometimes and others I don't? I try not to use it when I'm streaming because I think it makes the stream a little bit fuzzier, but I use it when I really need to be doing one of those, you know, visual approaches where you have to be looking out at the aircraft, you know, the Calvi circle to land or Lowy coming in there circle to land. It makes it easier, definitely, to have a track IR system. Gio says, I'd like to request a flight to Haiti, please and thank you. You got it, man. Once we get back to the back to our homeland there, we can go down to Haiti. Did I hear about the Pilatus crash in my area? No, I have not. I'll have to check that out after the stream, man. There was a Pilatus here. It crashed in Texas. Oh, that looks so pretty, though. Ooh, yeah. What angles are the flaps 1, 2, 3, and 4? Oh my goodness. 1, Well, full is 30 degrees, I believe. Plus or minus a few. I'd have to swarm. I'm telling you, man, this is how not current I am. I used to know that, like, boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, and 3, the angle, the degrees. But I know flaps full is pretty comparable to flaps 30. Now, in the 321, it's going to be a little bit different because you have a different set of flaps. But that's why, honestly, I'd have to ask you, man. I forget. I'm being totally honest with you. I forget what the angles are. Roger Moore says, be nice to return to Europe every so often. I agree, and Roger, and definitely we're going to do it, man. We'll definitely return. Looks like we're already leveling at 190. I know this is a pretty short flight. Alt cruise. Just stay on this route of flight here. Yeah, let's see. 0557 for our arrival. We're about 5 minutes late. I was looking for a 52 arrival, so let's go ahead and straighten the line here. Let's go direct Alpha Delta X-ray. Boom, clean it up a little bit. That saved us a minute. Perfect. We are out of here. Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. Let's take a look at the cabin, shall we? Oh, MATAVIA, talk to me. This looks pretty cool. I love the floor lights there. So these are photoluminescent strips. Well, actually, these look like they might even be LEDs. So in the real aircraft, in the new aircraft anyway, I'm sure it's a mod, but the emergency exit strips on the floor are typically going to be a photoluminescent material, which means it does not require a battery, and you charge it by turning on the cabin lights to full bright for 10 minutes. So if you get to a cold and dark airplane, it's part of the flight attendant's checks to go ahead and turn the overhead lights on full bright so they can charge the photoluminescent strips for the emergency exit. Everything else looks pretty good though. Wow. That's a cool shot over the water. That's even better. Let's stick there. In-flight, or Infinite Captain 21. What's going on, man? He says, Vion, which flight model do you like the feel of flying, and which is most close to real life? The 320 feels pretty good. Here's the thing. All of them fly like a real Airbus would. They all have very good fly-by-wire modeling. They all model the limits and the angle return limits and everything like that. They all do a really good job. Tolis has a really good... I'll be honest, I haven't taken the flight factor beyond normal flight since I did the very first comparison video of all the different Airbuses. And since that video, however, Tolis actually modified their 319 flight dynamics a little bit to kind of go more in line with how it should respond. So I know for a fact the 319, even out of the normal configuration, so out of normal law and say alternate law, it handles pretty well, and direct law handles pretty decent as well. So I haven't taken the flight factor into any abnormal states yet in a while. I probably should and do a full-blown video on it, but they all fly and feel pretty good. They all land a little bit off too. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the lack of being in the airplane. Maybe it's just something that as a real-world pilot, when you're in the cockpit, you can feel the flare mode kind of working, and you can feel what needs to be done to get a nice, smooth landing. In the sim, I seem to really struggle. Well, I say struggle, but the whole butter thing on the landing rate plug-in, that just goes off your VSI, which really has nothing to do with it because that lags behind anyway. So it's hard to kind of grasp what I'm saying unless you've experienced it personally. But as far as flying goes, I mean, they all fly honestly really nice. So at this point, you're splitting hairs. Sam Kent says you listen to the PC-12 on Vast Aviation. Wow, I will check it out, man. Selb Stadler. Here are the flap settings: 10, 15, 20, and 35. There you go. Thanks, man. Have you ever captained a Neo before, Fly Guy? Yes. Organic Milk, what's going on, man? He says, from what you know, is it very different in European airline SOP when they turn off the lights? I know a pilot said they turn off at 10,000. You know, from what I've heard that the ice light is not really used in Europe. Maybe that's just in the UK. And I don't even know if that's true. I think somebody said that on the Discord and I read it. But there are different restrictions with lights, I think, in Europe. I haven't really been... It's hard to know because I don't work for a European airline, right? So, and every airline's going to have their own SOP, and it could vary from airline to airline. Even in the States, airline to airline has different SOPs. I have buddies that turn on landing lights at 18,000 feet. So it just depends on the airline's SOP. Jeremy Harvey says, imagine if you had a check ride coming up, how you would do on the oral exam portion. Yeah, Jeremy Harvey, it's no joke, man. I'm probably really going to start hitting the books here towards the end of May in preparation for my return, even though I'm not due for a ride here in a while. Acres79 says, came here after watching Flight Deck to Sim stream on the 737. Might have to add an Airbus to my fleet. Acres, awesome, man. Welcome to the channel. Flight Deck to Sim is definitely fantastic. He's the 737 Boeing version of my channel, but he's a real world captain on the 73. This fantastic stuff. So I'm glad you found your way to the Airbus side of things, man. Stick around. You might end up liking the Airbus. Who knows? I've turned many a Boeing fans into Airbus fans. X-Plane 1972, what's going on, man? He says, hello, Captain. Hope your flight is going well. Going good right now, XP. Good to have you on board, man. Welcome. Is it possible for the MATAVIA mod and the toll list? No, it is not. There's only a flight factor. There's only a flight factor mod. Let's take a look here. How we doing? We need to start kind of prepping. It's a relatively short flight going in here. LEIB. We'll put that in the box. Let's close all this stuff. We don't need any of these. Seat back pocket. What's going on, man? $15 bomb. Seat back pocket. Thank you so much for your support, man. He says, sorry I missed the last few months of subs and watching live, Captain. Hope all is well considering things. Loving the citation series. Don't even worry about it, man. I'm glad you're still catching some of the content. Thank you again for your support on the channel. I hope you are doing well in this very strange time we are in right now as a world. LEIB. Let's pull up some charts for that. Airport, I want the 10.9 page, and then I want the arrival. We're doing the chord 1. Is that what it was? Look at my flight plan. What did I do? Yeah, chords 1 Sierra. Basically, it's a hard RNAV coming in here. Should be a lot of fun, a lot of restrictions. We'll make sure the Airbus complies. Bottom altitude, 3,000 feet. Looks good to me. Oh, had a little bit of a stutter there. Scared me. Let's look in the box here and load up some stuff. Alright, perf data, next phase, approach. We're going to be landing on runway 6 ILS Zulu 111.1062. Refer to minimums. Cat C straight in 6 is 259. And what do we have for environmentals? Another beautiful morning. Temperature is 15. 1024 on the QNH. Winds are 060 at 8, right down the pipe. 137 on the VAP, that looks good. Transition altitude is at 5,000. That would be on said star. set by ATC, so we'll just keep it 5,000 for now. Actually, you know what, let's make it the same as when we departed. We'll do 6,000. Alright, that looks good. Perf data has been set. LS push buttons on. 111.10, 062, a final approach course. We're going to do manual brakes, flaps full, manual reverse. Perfect. The sun coming in here is too good to miss. Let's go outside. Ooh. What is my horizontal field of view? What is my horizontal field of view? Where is it? 92 degrees. 92. Oh, that looks so nice. Captain Berto, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome on board, Berto. Looks like we're in the turn already. Short flight, but beautiful flight. So I got to ask you guys a question. Do we want to just turn the aircraft and head to Gibraltar with the current time? We'll end up landing there in mid-morning or so. Or do we want to speed the clock forward and come in the evening time? It's up to you guys. Let me know what you want to do. That just looks awesome. Do I always use auto thrust on landing? I'll say this. Most guys do. Most guys will use it. You could turn it off, though. There is no requirement for you to keep it on. At least, where I work. And maybe a SOP may be different. But for the most part, guys leave it on just because it's easier. But you can turn it off. I try to turn them off. In real life, I try to turn off all the automation at least once a trip, sometimes more. Tony Dot says, I tried a Boeing for the first time yesterday. I found there were many different things to do. It's just these things that aren't modeled in Airbus, or is Boeing more complicated? There's more that you need to do in the Boeing. There's more stuff that's not automated, such as generator tripping and a couple other things, with fuel tank selection and things like that. So they both do the same thing, and they both do it very well. One is just a little bit less advanced, and by advanced I mean less things you got to move around in the cockpit. But they both can go to the same airports for the most part. They have the same type of performance. I don't really know, who would outclimb who in a completely. Let's say you're just both completely at max weight. I don't know what the performance is like that. That'd be an interesting to look up. Morning, please. All right, we'll keep it. We'll just roll with it then. So we'll just change liveries and then get out of here. Pedro says hello from Spain. The old livery from Iberia, beautiful. Yes, I think it's beautiful, man. I like it. I think it looks good. We seriously need a 737-200 stream. You got it, Tesla guy. I missed that 732. I haven't flown it on stream in a minute, so we'll definitely get back into that here. I miss the FlyJ stuff. The FlyJ stuff is just so well done. Never compare Boeing or Airbus. Well, you obviously don't listen to my podcast then. On my podcast, for all my members, every month I do a Boeing versus Airbus section. And in that section, what I do is I take one thing that the Airbus does that I like, that the Boeing does not do, but then I flip the coin and I pick something that the Boeing does that the Airbus doesn't do that I like. So it's actually been a lot of fun for me to do. It's becoming harder to find little nuances, but it is something that I do like doing. So yeah, it's on the podcast. Every month it comes out. If you're a member of the channel, just find that playlist on my channel. Now, the commercial members, they get to ask questions in the FAQ section. Speaking of, I will probably record the FAQ section either tonight or tomorrow, so if you don't have your question posted in the community tab yet, I probably won't get to it for this month, but I appreciate your guys' participation. How far does the next corporate pilot video go? we're going to go up. I'm going to show you just kind of some basic, we're going to talk some basic aerodynamics of the airplane. We're going to talk a little bit about pattern work and how to kind of how to handle the airplane in different configurations. I'm trying to decide, James, how I want to lay out the rest of the series. I'm thinking I'm going to do kind of all the basic stuff first, and then maybe towards the end of the series I might just do a one full flight tutorial, a short hop, just kind of give you the idea. I am not using a Vulcan, George. I'm using just the stable 11.4, was it 4.1, I believe? Jim Hurry says, honestly, I don't think Airbus makes you lazy. It helps you focus on the big picture. Agree 100%, man. He says you still have to be on your game, even in the bus. Absolutely. The Airbus will definitely get away from you, man. If you fall asleep, and it's easier to do, I think, on the Airbus because it does so much for you that it's easy to kind of get complacent. We talked about this on the last stream a little bit, where complacency versus fear. I honestly think complacency can be a bigger factor in getting the aircraft in a bad situation, because you kind of trust it to do everything. You don't verify fixes, or you don't verify something, and then before you know it, the Airbus is doing something that you didn't think it was going to be doing. And when you're moving around at 500 knots over the ground anyway, stuff can get out of hand. Clear direct FUBAR for your specific waypoints. So in the TOLUS, it is a little bit different. Let me go ahead and start down though real quick here. We got 3,000 and manage that. Speed descent, we're going to put you into below mode. And down we go. So in the TOLUS, you have to actually select a waypoint. So for instance, we'll look at the arrival here. So we have coaxes. Right, we have coaxes at or above 4,000 feet. In a flight factor, I can just go ahead and put, 4,000 feet and put that over coaxes. In the TOLUS, you have to do a little extra step. You have to actually select the fix. Now, anything on the left side is a lateral deviation. Anything on the right side is a vertical deviation. So you would select the right select key, and then it's going to bring you to this page. In the TOLUS, this is where you're going to put your constraint. And you're going to put in, then you would just put in 4,000 feet. Boom, and then you would, sometimes it'll ask you descent or climb, and you would select descent or climb, whatever it may be. But if you're on a descent, if you're on an arrival, it'll probably be most likely be a descent. You'll also change your speed constraints from the TOLUS up here. So in the TOLUS, you got to take that extra step. Select the right select key of the fix that you want, and then input your information here. All right, let's make sure she's on track here. IB 920 at or above 4,000. We're expected to cross at 12.8. That looks good. 111.1 is in the box. Out of 16.5 on the descent. Here we go. Whew. Nice and quiet on the descent there. That's a cool shot. The sun coming off the water. Flying Guitar says, do you think if someone got used to landing with the auto thrust on for several years, could it throw you off if you have to land without it? Always wondered. You know what? Probably if you just only used auto thrust forever. But even at that point, you're still going through a recurrent, right? You're going through recurrent twice a year or once a year. I guess sometimes more depending on... Oh, goodness. Almost knocked something off my desk. It just depends on how many times on your operator and what type of training program you have. But... So you're still going through your recurrent, and in recurrent, they're going to make you turn everything off. So for recurrent, they always make you do a single engine hand flown approach, no auto thrust, no anything like that. Always hand flown. You'll do a visual pattern as well, just to kind of get back into it. And the guys that don't practice that on the line are the ones who struggle in the sim. Trust me, I've been in the sim where I've looked at the guy next to me like, but how do you fly on the line? This is how you fly. You've never turned the autopilot off. So it does make you complacent and make you lose your, I'd say your flying skill is not as sharp, right? So that's why every trip I at least try to turn everything off and just be in tune with the airplane and fly it like I would if I had some kind of malfunction with the autopilot system. Another flight simmer, can you do a tutorial on how to fly the 321? Man, check out my Airbus Professional series. I know I did it in the Flight Factor 320, but it's going to be almost the exact for the 321 and the 319. You just got to be a little bit more careful on your tail strike avoidance in the 321. Nick says, Fubar, hear that waypoint much in the U.S.? Yeah, P1. I know, Fubar. That's out. Is it out east? Where is Fubar? I've definitely heard it. Bill says, dang you for converting us. Airbus is great, man. Appreciate it, Bill. It is, man. And they're both... I don't hate on Boeing. I mean, you guys know this by now. My favorite airplane is the 727. That's a Boeing aircraft. So I don't hate on Boeing, but when I try to understand some of the Boeing information, my head will explode. Especially the VNAV. Boeing VNAV is like, what? There's where we're going. I hope you guys are ready for party time. All right, we're 3,000 blue. We are got to slow to 220 knots. We're going to blow through that one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select vertical speed, 700, pop the speed brakes out, because it's only at or above 4, so we're okay. Let's go ahead and get the Spanish speed brakes out, help slow us down a little bit. That's a cool shot. Any tips to achieve a smooth landing? Well, in real life or in the sim, man. In the sim, if you stare at your VSI, you're probably going to get butters. In real life, when you're landing, your visual reference outside the whole way. So, as far as the Airbus goes, just a general tip is at that 30-foot mark, you want to be thinking flare, and you want to be thinking ease back, ease that descent rate, right? Because you're coming down, depending on your weight and ground speed and all that stuff. You could be coming down 500-700 feet per minute. So, at 30 feet, that's where you really start thinking about getting that flare. When it tells you to retard, you bring that power to idle, and you just try to set her down. But yeah, in real life, you don't stare at your VSI. That's, matter of fact, the last thing you look at. At about 50 feet, I pretty much don't look inside the cockpit at all. All right, we're 220 knots at or above 4. I'm going to go ahead and remanage the descent here. So now we're back to speed descent mode. So we're back in managed VNAV descent. We're holding 220 knots. They need to clean up the cabin here, so we need to turn the lights on to bright. And let's take a look at the cabin here on bright. Oh, wow. I mean, this looks so cool. They're going to be coming through here, doing their checks, cleaning up the cabin, getting rid of all the liquor bottles, especially all you guys here in first class. Thrust idle, 9.6, descending on the arrival. Things are looking good, guys. Things are looking good. I'm going to leave that flight attendant page up there. I don't know which side I should look at. So, there we go, with Ibiza in the background. I think it's time for an IXEG stream when the plane is updated. Hey, man, I'll do it. I love the IXEG. IXEG was my first 737 in X-Plane. Well, I think it was a lot of people's first, too, depending on when you got into the X-Plane game. I actually had the IXEG before the Zebo. I didn't get the Zebo until relatively recently, and I was blown away. I mean, the Zebo, it blows my mind every time I fly that airplane. I can't fly it too much because I'll end up liking it so much more, and then I realize it's a free product for the community, and then that just makes me angry when I get back in the Airbus. But I mean, the Zebo, those guys have set the bar for all the developers out there. They really have. Daniel D, there's nothing wrong with Boeing VNAV. It's a different logic. And I talked about this on one of my podcasts. Being totally honest, the Boeing VNAV is actually better than the Airbus VNAV. The Boeing VNAV can computate a little bit better on their descents, on the descent profile than the Airbus. The Airbus can get high and get low, or it thinks it's high and it thinks it's low, and you have to force recalculate it in the Airbus. In the sim, I can't replicate that. So in real life, if I want to force recalculate the descent path for the Airbus, one of the most common methods is to come over here to the perf page and just reset your flaps. So I just did the flap configuration change, and that would reset your whole top of descent in your descent profile. But it's not simulated in any of the Airbuses that we have, so that's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. And we're through 10, so we should probably... I'm going to select speed here, 200, and it should be at 220. Am I not mistaken? Oh, max 220. Let's just go all the way back to 210. And I'm going to activate and confirm. So we are activated and confirmed. 7 descending 3,000. Cabin has been cleaned up. We'll go ahead and go back to dim mode. I've got to close this cockpit door because I hear a lot of carts moving around here. Shushy. A little cloud layer coming in here. +8.
Subscriber.
Early morning. Let's go ahead and prep the heats there. Thank you for the subscribe, Real Jeremiah, man. Appreciate it. We can probably go ahead and extend flaps 1. Let's do this from the juicy view right here. VFE next -10, flaps 1. Slats are coming out. Dougal says, just a pity the other devs don't follow suit. I agree, man. You know what? They're trying, though. I mean, you look at... Atolis is doing a great job with the 321. It's just... And you have to remember, too, that if I'm not mistaken, I'm not trying to knock anything from Zibo, but didn't they already have the airplane model from Laminar? So they were able to put all their time and energy into systems and flight dynamics. Now, I may be wrong by saying that, but that could be a factor in why, you know, some of the other developers, you know, they're starting from complete scratch. But I don't know. You guys can correct me in chat. I'm sure you will. But I don't know. I thought that the 7.3 was a Laminar original airplane. All right, there's our transition altitude. We'll set 1024, 1, 2, and 3. What happens if I arm the approach? Huh, interesting. Loke Star.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Interesting that there is no connection here between... Thank you for the subscribe, George. Appreciate it, man. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and clear the disco out, see what happens. There we go. There was a disco there in our...
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Thank you for the subscribe. Resident. Appreciate it, man. UK Lethem says you regret buying the jar. Ah, man. I don't regret it. I have the jar.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
You know, the 330 anyway, I think is... It can't... I think the 330... can be has real potential, man. It's such a beautiful model.
Subscriber
we'll see.
ahead. Look up.
Thank you for the subscribe, Christian. Appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and drop this all the way back to 180 knots now. Cat 3 single. Approach checklist. Briefing complete. ECAM status check. Seatbelts are on. Minimums 259 set. Engine and ice 1 and 2. It's on for now because we have one more cloud layer to go through. Altimeters 1024, set 1 twice, and we'll set it down here as well. 1, 2, and 3 times. Set. Approach checklist complete. We're getting a little bit of oscillation. I don't like that, so I'm going to go ahead and just go open descent to 3,000. Here comes our VFE next to -10. We'll extend flaps 2. Omar says for the Zebra they started with the default airplane and over time they modified the model. Yeah, no, I mean I'm not trying to take anything away from it. It is a fantastic freaking airplane. But I'm thinking maybe that's how they got maybe a jump start because they can put a lot of their energy into other parts of it. But my favorite part of the Zebo is the flap vibration. I think that is so awesome. When you select reverse thrust on the runway and you see the flaps vibrating, that just, it blows my mind. To me, that's the coolest part. And there's a lot of cool things about the Zebo. All right, we're forward descending 3,000 feet to go. 111.1, it's auto-tune. Everything looks good. Menlin, thank you for the subscribe, dude. Appreciate it. We still have the anti-ice on. So much for seeing our Aerosoft Ibiza coming in here. Remember, 2,000 feet, 180 knots is our window. We're already at 180 knots, so we're looking good on profile here. No need to panic. There is another fix here, 2,000 feet at FF06. We'll see if we capture this glide slope before then. You can kind of see this is a level off stick, so we are going to be able to capture the glide slope. This is our level off, and this is our anticipated descent stick down. Missed approach altitude out of here is going to be... Minimum holding altitude 3,000 feet. 3,000 blue. It's set. All right, so we're leveling 3,000 feet. That sucks. Can't really see anything. Hey, there we go. Engine anti-ice is off. Flight attendant panel ready. How's our cabin? This is from the back cabin. They are ready to go. All right, I'll get my little handy dandy display unit 1 popped out here. Here comes glide slope intercept. There it is. Glide slope star going altitude set 3,000 blue. A little bit bumpy on the approach here. 1,000 feet. And then we are going into configuration mode. Any tips to decrab during crosswind? Very hard to do a proper crosswind technique in the Airbuses and X-Plane. For some reason, the lateral aileron input does not really maintain directional control like it should. But essentially, you're going to have opposite rudder to straighten the longitudinal axis of the airplane, and then you're going to have opposite aileron to keep the aircraft track on the center line. So in this instance, we have a 20-knot quartering headwind here. Let's just say it was a direct crosswind from the right. The airplane will be crabbed into the wind, right? So on touchdown, I would use left rudder. If I use left rudder, I'm going to accelerate the right wing, which is going to create additional lift. So I need to, one, put a little bit of right aileron in there to kill that additional lift because I'm accelerating the right wing. And I also want to maintain the center line. If I just were to put the rudder in there, the airplane's going to blow left. So I got to use that right aileron. And then in a perfect world, the perfect touchdown would be right main, left main, and nose gear if we had a crosswind from the right. All right, there's 2,000 feet. Manage speed, gear down. I love these sounds. Flying Guitar says the Zebo wing and the MD-80 wing stand out. It's most incredibly detailed. I agree, man. The Zebo wing, that engine view, my favorite view, you know, just in front of the engine there, on the Zebo, it looks real. This, I'm not gonna lie, this looks pretty good. This is up there, you know, especially if I do the one with the glass. You know, if I hide that, that looks pretty good. But it's, I don't know if it's quite Zebo. I think I'd put it in third place. Oh wow, we're gonna need some flaps out there. There's flaps 3. There's flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin crew advised. Auto thrust speed. ECAM memo. Waiting for the flaps full to extend. Landing all green. Landing checklist complete. Let's hand fly this puppy. Autopilot's coming off. We'll keep the flight directors on. We'll keep the auto thrust on this one. On the next one, we might turn everything off and just hand fly it in. Dimitri says you can say that again about crosswind landing at X-Plane, the worst modeled aspect of the sim. Yeah, it could use work, man. Mr. Swedish Piano! Dude, thank you so much. 15 Norwegian krone. I can't read your message, man. It says, just did my 10th aerobatic flight today, real life, in Cap 10. Thank God it decreased the, thank God that decreased the restriction of VFR due to Corona. Great streams for our Mr. Swedish Piano. Thank you so much, man, for your support on the channel. I really appreciate it. I'm excited that you got your aerobatic, your 10th aerobatic flight done in real life today. That is awesome. I'm totally jealous, man. I'm missing the taste of flight, dude. I really am. This is the best I got right now in the sim. But that is awesome. Congratulations. If you got any good pictures, man, which you may not, depending on what airplane you're in, it's probably pretty tight in there. Got any pictures, feel free to post them in the Discord. I love looking at that stuff. All right, we got to pay attention here. We're well below 1,400 stable landing. Let's do it. 100 above. Arc flight, I'm not using Vulcan, man. This is 11.4, or the last stable, whatever the last stable was.
Minimum.
We're landing. Look at this nice long runway. Ooh, got a little low there. Too busy looking at the scenery.
100.
This is nice. Sure beats Lugano.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. Retard. Retard 5.
Spoilers! Reverse green, deselling. Oh, I think I should have taken that exit. 70 knots. Oh yeah, I hope no one's behind me. I think that was my high-speed exit. Bad planning on my part. 158 on the touchdown. The butter eludes us on the long runways. Wow, we really messed up that rollout. Yeah, we should have taken this high speed here. We'll take Gulf. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ibiza. Ibiza. Look at the Florence kit still out there. The ailerons are up into the wind. All right, let's go ahead and make the left-hand turn off here. Clean up the bird. I love being able to mouse wheel the lights. It just makes it so much easier. So whoever was asking about keeping the APU primed up for the taxi in, so you could see if I were to just taxi in like this, technically it's fine, but I can't see any of my brake temps unless I manually bring up the page over here on the status pages. And you can do that, but most pilots are lazy. They don't want to reach over here and push that button. So we'll just go ahead and fire it up now. We're going to quick turn this bird. We're going to keep the time just the way it is then. We're going to depart out of here. We'll quick turn the bird around, watch a few replays. Captain Case, is great landing, brother. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Gibraltar says landing rate plugin is rigged, butter to me. Nah, man. If I think so, somebody was telling me if you just steer at your vertical speed and just keep it near zero, you'll butter every time. Which it's so unnatural for me because in real life, like I was saying on flying in, your visual, especially if I'm visual with the runway that far, I'm gonna look here. I'm gonna do my scan. I'm gonna do airspeed, altitude, glide slope, see whatever I'm flying, and then back outside. And I'm gonna repeat that: airspeed, altitude, glide slope outside, airspeed, altitude, glide slope outside. And then as I get closer to the runway, it's pretty much gonna be airspeed outside, airspeed outside, 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 airspeed outside, 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 touchdown. So you're not really coming in here for your touchdown. We should try that in Gibraltar, though, just see if I really try to focus on this part. Because I think one of you guys mentioned it in the last stream that that's what the landing rate is looking at, is your vertical speed. Did I see the parts of Texas opening up next week? No, man, I did. I know they opened up some stuff today. I think 25% on certain businesses. We should keep our taxi light on. And we're going to single engine taxi this in here. So yellow electric pump. Oops, that's the engine 2 pump. RIP. Alright, yellow electric pump is on. Confirm 2, confirm. Engine 2 can come offline. Nice power transfer. We'll make the right turn here. And Aeroporto. Miscellaneous bleed fault warning on shutdown. I haven't seen that in quite a few loads. Unless it's really hot out. What kind of landing situation do we have up here? Or landing. Taxiing. Looks like a slightly angled taxiing. We can do that. We'll take this one right here. A320. Oh, look at that. They even have the coordinates there for you. If you were flying the anything with SIVA and you want to input your own coordinates. Oh, look at this. I like this. 1 meter, stop. Brake set. Let me check my electric page real quick. Make sure it has picked up the load. Perfect. Engine 1. Seatbelt sign. Taxi light is off. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are ready to party as we spin them down. The PTU should not still be running. Why is PTU running? Interesting. Might just be a sound pack thing. It shouldn't be running right now. All right, everything is shut down. We are ready to go. Let's take a look at that replay. I'm going to keep the beacon light on. So what I'm going to do here is come in here and disable real view real quick. We'll do a couple quick replays, and we got to turn this bird around. Oh, real view is off for this flight. I'm going to throw you guys into a replay mode. Let's look at that landing. Let's get some music in here, shall we? V1, you should do some Dubai. They recently upgraded the payware and they have sand gates. Interesting. We might have to stop there, dude. Oh yeah, a little aileron correction there. See the spoilers coming up? I love that. I'll definitely have to check out Dubai, Flight Surgeon. I know it's beautiful over there. Oh yeah, here she comes, baby. Ibiza 114. Bringing in some party animals. Donald, late again. You're not totally late, man. We're going to turn this bird around. We're heading to Gibraltar. We are headed to Gibraltar, man. Pulled it back a little far on that last one. All right, let's zoom it up here. Come on, come on, come on. We want to see the touchdown. Here she comes. Boom, right over the threshold. Beautiful. Let's see this touchdown. Oh yeah, I'll take it. Spoilers. Centerline money. We got her down. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this flight. All you fine people, young gentlemen, young ladies, this is your stop, most likely. If you're over the age of 40, hang tight. We're going to be going to look at a rock here in just a minute. I'm going to throw up the Be Right Back screen, guys. I will catch you on the other side of the break. All right, guys, we are back and ready to roll. What's going on, man? Tesla guy says, I'm going to cut V1 some slack. I'm reckoning a 200 at best. Most likely a 300, 400. Ouch. Tesla guy. All right, we'll give it a shot, man. We'll see what we can do here. I missed a upgraded membership and another donation. Another Flight Simmer X-Plan 11 coming in 50. Excuse me, SEK, thank you so much for your support on the channel, man. He says, you're great, my friend. Another Flight Simmer X-Plan 11. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate your support on the channel. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Gentera Sauce upgraded to commercial pilot. Excellent, man. Welcome to the commercial pilot. Let's do it. Carter says, baby, British Airways, but CFM cry. I agree, Carter. Once I figure out how to get the IAEs on there and the FT-Sim sound with the BSS pack, then I'll rock the IAEs again on 320. But let's go ahead and turn this bird around, guys. Let's get out of here. So pretty much left in turnaround state. I'm going to go ahead and just run the APU bleed on, keep so we don't get too hot in here. We're going to do a quick initialization and get this puppy going. LEIB to LXGB. Flight number, we are continue on at British Airways now, 114. We're going 99er. What do we have for a cruise altitude here? Cruise altitude. I have to change my Simbury flight plan layout because whatever flight plan it's given me, I can't find anything in this thing. It's very foreign. We're gonna do 300. That should be fine. We can change that as necessary. 300. I wonder if this, if there's a quick alignment progress. Quick alignment is modeled. Somebody had a great alignment question today in the Discord. Let's do a quick align here. So we're going to turn off, on, off, on, off, on. And what do we have? Nav TCAS fault, clear. Holy crap, it does work. IRS align in 1 minute. A quick align. So if you turn all of your IRs off and then on back within, was it 5 seconds? You will go into quick align mode. So we're not doing a full realign, we're just doing a quick align there. That's awesome that it's actually modeled. Glad to see that. Flight Factor, man, they are pulling it around. We still don't have a proper fix info page, but we're doing it. Let's go ahead and finish the programming here. A little bit longer flight, not very long though. LEIB-LXGB, that looks good. Departure, we're going to depart off runway 6. On the BAVE 3 Romeo. BAVE 3 Romeo. Insert. Kind of an interesting departure there. To Baver, and then from there direct to Alpha Lima Tango. From Alpha Lima Tango. I hope it's this one. Yeah, that looks right. Since we're not aligned, typically you don't want to load the box until you're aligned because when you have those numerous names like that, it doesn't have all the information to give you because the aircraft isn't aligned. So good practice would be to wait till the alignment is done to really load in a flight plan, but as long as you're verifying it, you should be okay, but just putting that out there. VSJ, from there, it's direct Alpha Mike Romeo. We'll insert all of those fixes. And then from Alpha Mike Romeo, we need to look at my Navigraph charts. We're doing the RNAV 27 from PMOS. So arrival, RNAV 27. Now I insert that, I believe, and then I can come back here. Arrival, arrow right, approach vias, PMOS, insert. Not quite how it's done in real life, but we've got it. All the way around, we might straighten the line there. From AMR, we'll go direct to PMOS. Insert that, join the arrival. Perfect. Secondary, let's realign the secondary here. LEIB, LEIB. And then we'll do a quick return to arrival. ILS 6. Perf data. I don't think it's changed very much since we've been there. We're just going to throw in the same 1024. Outside air temperature is 15 degrees. Winds are 060 at 5. Perfect. 259 was the barrel. I just remember that from last time. another green says these couches in first class are great. Excellent, man. Do I ever do quick align for any reason? Yeah, guitarist, when you do a crew swap, you can do a quick align. Now, it depends on the operator. They may require a full alignment on a crew swap, or if the aircraft seems to be drifting more than normal, or you're going to be doing a long flight, always do it. It doesn't hurt to do a quick align. It just takes a minute or so, and you're good to go. So I like doing a quick align if I can. I believe most operators, though, crew swap are going to be a full realign. LEIB-06 here on the prog page. Perfect. All right, we got to look at our loading. We've got all the young bloods have got off the airplane, so let's take a 2/3 load. We'll set that. Fuel 8.7. I think we're still going to be good. We tankered that over here. Cargo. It's pretty much going to be a wash on cargo. We'll just take a little bit of cargo off. We'll just do 1,000. That's close enough. We'll set that. And how's our perf data look on there? Ooh, that looks good. Init B. Await request. What do we got?
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Thank you for the subscribe, Andre. Appreciate it, man. Issa, what's going on? Welcome. Hello V1, how are you? I'm doing good, man. Issa, welcome to the stream, dude. Getting ready to start leg 2 here. 49.6. That matches 27.1. 2 hours, 27 minutes extra gas. Plenty of fuel. Well, we are looking good. We got enough fuel to come back around if we need to, pretty much. 129.29. We're going to do 129 here. Flaps 1. Toga. Perfect. Alright, so that looks good. 9100. I mean, we can flex. Do you guys want to flex? We'll flex, let's do 30. That's pretty low. I don't want to flex. There's no point in flexing. Alright, flex is Toga set. So no flex, flaps 1. And we're going to be taking off runway 6, hotel 2, all the way at the end there, so that looks good. Our departure procedure, we can get rid of the arrivals. We don't need these anymore. LEIB departure, the Beaver. 3, oh, that's 3 Echo. We're looking for 3 Romeo. There we go. Beaver 3 Romeo. At or above 10,000 feet. So we're going to put in 300 all the way up. Max 250 in the turns there. At or above 2,500 before making the right-hand turn out. That looks good. RNAV 1 approval required. We can do that. Trans altitude is 6,000 feet. 6,000 feet is set. APU is on. Let's go ahead and resequence our flight directors. Ruh-roh.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
What's wrong with our nav? Oh, align on ref. Confirm. There we go. Thank you for the subscribe. Window NJ, man. I have a feeling something is not kosher here. We should be aligned. We are on a line nav. Everything looks good up there. Okay, I'm going to take back what I said about about flight factor and their quick align. What is going on here? Iris and it. Oh, okay. It just wasn't. Just took longer than normal. All right. FD's back on. Whew. I thought we had an issue there. Thought we had to call maintenance. I'm going to recycle the flight directors one more time. Perfect. 300. Everything looks good there. Let's close up some doors and get out of here. Services. Close you up. Close everybody else up. We don't need the fuel truck. Everything looks good. Drive away. Get out of here. Did you take a pill in Ibiza? No. Why is it called Flex? I actually don't know. Because I've never been asked that question. I know some people refer to it as durate, like a durate thrust takeoff. But I don't know what the theory is behind Flex. Hope he reads this and circling around the rock. We don't want to circle around the rock, right? What runway? We're going to land on... What did I have in the box? 27. I want to come in over the water. So we're going to come in... So let's see. Well, we got plenty of time to think about it en route. We'll talk about it en route. But I want to come in over the ports and stuff that are there. All right, I think we're ready to turn this bird around. Still squawking 2,000. I never shut the radar off when we came to the gate. That wasn't very nice of me. No bueno. Didn't do a proper shutdown checklist. All right, before we start, Windows or maintenance log and tail number onboard check. Cockpit prep complete. Gear pins and covers removed. Thank you for the subscribe, man. Signs on an auto 8 years. I lied. Signs. See, I'm just reading. I'm not doing. On an auto 8 years. We are nav mode now. Fuel 8 or 6-1 required. 6-2 on board. Altimeter's 1024 set. EFB checked. Windows, doors, and sides. They're all closed and armed. Beacon on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake is set. Transponder 4-star checklist complete. Ground handling. Hide all of you guys. And let's start our pushback.
Ground to Cockpit. Please, show me where you want to go.
I'm going to go right here. How's that? I love the throwback Speedbird livery. I do too, man. The Landor livery is just fantastic. I love it. It's iconic. It's classic. I really enjoy it. The good one's okay. The new one's okay. Oops, actually I deployed my speed brakes there. The new one's okay, but it's nothing like the new one. Is this payware? Yes, this is the Aerosoft. This is the Aerosoft scenery. Aerosoft Ibiza. Matter of fact, we can kind of look around here as we get ready to push back. But, I mean, the terminal is fantastic. Got a little bit of airport ortho up there. The tower. I mean, this airport just looks awesome.
Subscriber
Okay,
ahead.
all doors and hatches are closed.
Good quality
Ready to
work
connect.
there. Thank you for the subscribe, CN Arthur. Appreciate it, man. All right, he's connecting tow. And we are standing by. We're going to push back, fire them both up. And we're going to taxi back Charlie Hotel 2 and get out of here. It's kind of a potluck down that neck of the woods. At least you have better views of the runway 9 approach if you face westwards. Oh, are you talking about being in Gibraltar? Should do circle to land 9 in Gibraltar. Really? Circle to 9 better? We'll look at the charts en route.
And bypass being inserted. Release parking
But yeah, the
brake.
current weather I thought was for 2-7. All right, brakes, release, clear to push. Let's get out of here.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Roger that. We're going to fire them up now, sir. Bleed pressure. Cranking 1. Team vodka. I like that. I need team bourbon. Where's my team bourbon at? The more challenging approach and scenic is 09. Well, you guys know I'm always about scenic and challenges. We will look at 09. I just put in kind of what SimBrief had loaded up, so we'll take a look at it. I'm not scared to land with a 10-knot tailwind, even if we got to do it. We can do it. Am I going to do a flex takeoff for once? Man, you guys really want to see flex. All right, look at this. We're going to flex takeoff. How's that? We're going to flex 55. All right, so now you guys get to hear reduced thrust. How exciting is that? All right, engine 1 started. Let's go ahead and crank engine 2. Go manual weather. Hey man, I'll keep real weather. We'll see how bad it is. If the winds are, you know, really blowing, then we'll have to change it. But I mean, we can go up to 10 knots. I think we can get her stopped at 10 knots.
Ahead. Look up.
Thank you, Murat, for the subscribe. Welcome, man. See, that's why I love streaming. I learn a lot from you guys, just being a content creator, and you guys give me the ins and outs and all the airport suggestions that I get in the Discord. You guys are awesome. Is this the first flight? No, this is the second flight, Arthur. Defo 9, and don't breach the Spanish airspace.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set, clear disconnect, sir.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Right. Flaps 1. Look at the red on the wingtip fairings, or I'm sorry, flap track fairings.
Donation.
Dougal McTavish coming in with a $20 bomb. Dougal, brother, thank you, man. You're a mod for the channel. You do a lot for the channel. Thank you so much for your support. Huge bomb. He says, huge thanks for all your work and also making alerting fun. Dougal, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I know my mods you guys work hard on the channel. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much. Is that my dog? Yeah, he does. Yeah, she doesn't want flex. I think that was Holly barking. I didn't get a visual ID on the culprit, but I think it was Holly. All right, we got 2 good starts. APU bleed can come off. We'll shut the APU down. We're waiting for the tug to disconnect.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right, thanks for the smooth push, buddy. We'll see you next time. You probably heard an actual barking dog, William. Probably heard an actual barking dog. There goes the tug driver. Wait for the pin, and we are Audi R8. We're going to flip it around to Bravo Charlie Hotel 2. I mean, just look at the terminal. I love this. This is so nice. Blocked by the door. Where's my pin at? There's my pin. Excellent. Brakes released. Let's roll. So we need to make a hard right out of here. What was the first route, Arthur? Oh, I didn't update the route in the Nightbot command. I apologize. I can update that when we get in cruise. But we flew into Ibiza. Ibiza, as the British would say. All right, let's do our checks on the roll so we can get out of here. Flight controls, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral, auto brakes max, takeoff config, check. Oh, I gotta make the turn. I can't see. Weather, PWS, come on, TCAS TARA. Oh, look at that. See, that's why you have 2 crew. I just took out about 14 taxi lights. Looks like I missed that takeoff config. There we go. Takeoff config, normal flight attendant panel set. They're going dim across the board. Yep, nice and dim back there. Looks good to me. Let's get on center line here. You've been to Gibraltar in real life? That's awesome, man. My good buddy Jungly, he used to live in Gibraltar as well. Slam Cannon says reduced thrust. Might as well do a Ryanair cost index of 6 while we're at it. I can't make you guys happy. I know it. You guys are just savages. That's alright. I love you. That livery, though, you know, the Brits the Brits would probably flex here. You know, we want to save fuel. We want to be proper. They'd probably flex out of here. So we'll flex. Winds are 280 at 1.5, so 09 will be interesting. Verplex, thanks, man. We'll check it out. That might be a little hairy. We'll see. Here is our turn. Speedbird. Speedbird, 114. RNAV. 2. I guess they wouldn't call it on this one. Runway 6, clear for takeoff. Runway 6, clear for takeoff. Speedbird. 114. Light them up. Let's go. Since we're flexing, I'll try to do a proper lineup here. It's always hard to do a lineup from this view, though. Let's see. So I think that's the center, right about meow. Oh no, we undercut that big time. Well, it wasn't terrible. Alright, here we go. Spool them up, 50. You guys ready for the super exciting flex takeoff? Man flex, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Speedbird's coolest call sign ever, I agree, Enzo. There's 100 knots. V1, rotate. Yeah, we probably a good idea that we flexed on that one. Positive rate, gear up. Reset the chrono. Oh, rip. Goodbye, folks. Have fun down there partying. Omar says they do be flexing that livery, though. Yes, sir. Alright, here comes our reduction. Thrust climb, auto thrust. Flap 0. Beautiful shoreline down there. I do love those red tips on the flap track fairings. Just a cool little feature. We got the clean wing, too, though. Speedbird doesn't fly dirty airplanes around. Especially this livery. Prestigious. Give us your best British accents on the callouts. Alright, let's get her together there. We're back on track now. 250 knots max. At or above 2,500. Well, we're well above that. Make a hard right turn here. Is there any reason why you pitch down until 100 knots? Aircraft is a space plane with reaction wheels or something? No, Tesla, so you pitch down because you don't have rudder authority below 100 knots, really. There's not enough airflow going over the horizontal or the vertical stab. So to maintain center line control, it's easier if you have a little bit of forward pressure on that nose wheel, so I can turn the nose wheel. I don't know why I selected speed there. I meant to select standard. So above 100 knots, there's enough airspeed, there's enough airflow going over the vertical stab that when I use the rudder pedals, I can maintain directional control. Easier. Here comes our turn. Yes, sir. YouTube decided to crash just as I rotated. It's because we did a flex takeoff, man. I'm telling you. Ivar, you said you saw a forest fire? That's nuts. I've seen fires flying around too. Some of them can be pretty crazy. Alright, here we go. Rolling out. Getting ready to go through 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and kill the lights. Ding the flight attendants. Back to the service panel. A little early there on the 10. There's 10,000. Still speeding. We have a 250 restriction there at IB 510. Another flight simmer. 59 SEKs. Thank you so much, man. He says, my favorite call sign is Norwegian's Red Nose that they have on their international flights. I think, don't know how it works, but the Red Nose sounds cute. Another flight simmer. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support on the channel. Red Nose. Yeah, that's a good one. I do like the Norwegian livery. Norwegian has some good liveries, too. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. SEK, that is... all right, don't tell me now. I want to say it's like Swedish krona, but I'm gonna get better at my currencies. Promise you. Yeah, it is Swedish krona. Okay, had to look that one up. I just didn't want to say it. I know I say the one that I get confused is CHF, Swiss francs. I say Chilean francs. I don't even think they have francs in Chile. Just why would it be? You know, it should be SWF. There's 250. We're gonna make another right-hand turn here. Dimitri says there are 2 sets of approaches at 9 for runway 9. A civil and a military. The whole Spanish airspace thing only applies to the military ones. Right, that's what I kind of figured. You don't want to have the military going into Spanish airspace there. Don't forget to look out for the traffic lights on arrival at LXGB. Oh yeah. No, it's a pretty cool little scenery there. It's all freeware. Like I said, if you don't have your landing lights on, the trucks will still go across the runway. Are we still at a 250 knot restriction here? Yeah, we are. They really want to keep that turn radius down. That's probably what that's for. That's a cool shot, though. Sun is coming up. Water's looking good. SAS fired 5,000 staff today. Oh, man. That is no good. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a lot of people out of work. That's a lot of people out of work. Once we make this turn, I'll turn the autopilot on, and then we'll direct, get a nice lineup. Lavard, appreciate it, man. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let's see how many likes we've got right now. Let's see if we can get it up. 250 likes with 320 people watching. I'm going to challenge you guys. Let's see if we can get to 320 likes. We flew the 320. Let's do 320 likes today. If you like the content, I would appreciate it. Guaranteed not to get corona, but it does in fact help the channel grow. So, you know, if you're hanging out in chat and you want to see the channel continue to grow, I'd really appreciate it if you do hit the like button. All right, here comes our hard right turn. Now that's our last speed restriction. So yeah, that's definitely some kind of radius departure restriction they have there. Still hand flying up about 20,000. Should hand fly the bus more often. Gosh, I love that livery though. We'll go autopilot 1. And let's see if we can straighten up this route of flight here just a little bit. We don't need to go all the way back to Beaver. Let's redirect us to Alpha Lima Tango. Insert. Perfect. That way we don't have to make another turn. It looks pretty smooth up here right now. We'll go ahead and close the seat. Is my door open? Because I'm hearing a lot of racket back there. Need y'all to calm down. Havard, thank you so much. Coming in with 55 Norwegian krones. What currency this then? It's Norwegian, right? Oh no. Oh no. It's Norwegian, right?
Subscriber ahead.
I think it's NOK is Norwegian. Yeah. That's my final answer. Norwegian Pro. That's my... Thank you for the subscribe. Appreciate it, man. Vince, appreciate it. Thank you for the subscription, man. Thank you again for the 55 Norwegian krones. Really appreciate your support on the channel, man. Thank you. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Window NJ, welcome to Private Pilot, man. Thank you for joining the channel. Positive rates and chats for you. Get some of the emoji love out there. I've been slacking on my positive rates. Positive rates, man. I love that emoji too. You get the positive rate, Airbus lifting off. Positive rate for all the new members, all the donos. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Another flight simmer says, what are your biggest tips for new creators that want to succeed on YouTube? I'm a streamer myself and would love to succeed. Well, honestly, the first thing, another flight simmer, and I'm assuming you're doing flight simulation content, you want to make sure that your game, or your sim, I should say, is properly set up. You want to make sure that you have nice liveries, nice scenery. You don't want any bugs. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the audio a little bit. And let's hop outside before I zoom away here.
Ahead. Look up.
We'll zoom away from the airplane a little bit. So yeah, you want to have a clean game first. That's first and foremost. I think you want to get that. And then you want to make sure that you have a good performance in your game. You know, if you're streaming, thank you for the subscribe, guys. Appreciate it. Anti-Gib Spotter and Ryan Jackson, thank you for subscribing. If you can have good performance, so if depending on your system, now you may have to turn some of your graphics settings down to get better performance, because streaming takes a lot of performance from your computer. So maybe if your hardware isn't quite right, think about investing in some hardware so you can better perform at a little bit higher level graphics-wise and still be able to stream and have a nice smooth stream. And then just keep grinding. Keep grinding. Havard became a private pilot. Havard, thank you so much, man. Welcome to the channel. Positive rates. Another flight simulator has become a member. Man, everyone joining up members. Guys, I really appreciate it. Positive rates to all my new members. And I'll just say it. I haven't said it in a long time. I normally say just press exclamation point welcome. But as a member of the channel, thank you for the subscribe. Appreciate it. As a member of the channel, you get access to a bunch of different things. One, if you're a Discord user, it doesn't matter if you're a private pilot, commercial pilot. If you do like Discord, sync your Discord to your YouTube, or I should say sync your YouTube to your Discord, and then you'll gain access to the V1 After Dark section of my Discord. And I have that set up so I can, when comments go off in that channel, I get notifications to my phone and I can be a lot more active. I try to be as active as I can in the regular Discord too, but it's over 1,000 members now in the Discord. So it's harder for me to get to everybody's questions, and I don't want to ignore you guys, and especially the hardcore supporters of the channel, the members. I really want to try to get as much questions, answers, and stuff as I can from them. So number one, you get that. Also, every month I do a podcast, and that's for members only, private pilots and commercial pilots. And you can listen to all the podcasts. I think I have 6 of them out there right now. And then if you're a commercial pilot, every month I open up the window to questions, and if you have a question you want me to answer in a podcast form, I will answer that for you on that month's podcast. So that's where the commercial stuff comes in. And also I'll do votes for the next aircraft, the next livery, what time we should stream, and I put those votes out mostly towards my commercial members, because they're I don't expect everybody to be a commercial member. I don't expect anybody to even become a member of the channel. But those that are really diehard supporters and are in a position to, I kind of let them do the voting. But I really appreciate, I want to say this, I appreciate every single one of you. I know some of you guys, you're not in a position to become a member, to donate or anything, and that is totally fine. I love you guys just as much. We are all in this together. We all make this community. So I appreciate every single one of you. Don't let it think just because you're not a member or something I don't appreciate you. But those that are members, I like to try to give back to them as well. So that's where the perks come from. So I really appreciate another member. I missed the name on that one there. It was Anchor. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel, man. So another flight simulator says, thanks for the great tips. You're welcome. Keep grinding. And I guess be consistent. It's hard for me to be consistent, at least when I'm flying full-time. Right now it's been a little bit easier, and in May, so here in the next week, I'm really going to try to be more consistent with streaming certain days and uploading the corporate jet series certain days and things like that. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Windows says your YouTube is amazing. If you want Window, thank you. I appreciate it. 303 likes, 307 watching. That's on point. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Organic Milk says, I recently came across hearing that there is speed warning on Airbuses if speed is too low under 3,000 to provide lift. So, well, if you get that speed call, that means, yeah, you're too slow. You're slipping into VLS. So that's an oral call out to bring attention to the flight crew that something is wrong with the speed. You're getting too slow. Havard says, my dream is to become an airline pilot so bad, but I've got tinnitus for 3 years now. Can I still become a pilot? Chris, commercial pilot, welcome. Appreciate it, man. Can you still become a pilot with tinnitus? You know, what you'll have to do, and it depends on your country's medical requirements. So depending on what country you're going to get your flight training in, you have to apply for a medical certificate, and you have to pass the medical test to become a pilot, whether a private pilot or a sport pilot, whatever the licenses are in your country as well. Now, I don't foresee tinnitus being something to restrict you from being a pilot. It may be something that you're going to have to actively monitor. You know, you may have to take certain medications. They may not allow you to take other medications because it could alter your state of mind or whatever for flying purposes. So there may be some restrictions on what you can and can't take for it. But as long as you're able to pass the medical exam required for the level of certificate you're going to achieve, you should be okay. I'm pretty sure there's no blanket statement out there saying if you have tinnitus you can't become a pilot. I've never heard of that. And I just made my chat box disappear, so let's go ahead and fix that up. Where do I fly in the U.S.? I fly all over the U.S., man. I fly mostly on the narrow body for my operator, mostly all over North and South America is where we go, and the Bahamas, you know, for the narrow body Airbus. That's pretty much mostly where I go. This Europe thing is definitely new for me. Trying to talk my wife into letting me get my GA license. Any tips? Ah, man, that's tough. You see, I did it. I had my license before I met my wife. That's how you got to do it, you know. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'll have to, you know what, window, I'll ask my wife and then I'll get back to you on that one. But I mean, if it's something you really want to do, hey, tell her that you'll be able to take her up and maybe you guys will be able to go, you know, have a little vacation somewhere. It could be fun, you know. How do you get to Discord to see your channel? There should be a link in the description for the Discord channel. Just click on that link and you should be able to join up. And Chris says, love your content, mate. Been looking through all your videos, and it's good to have a look at operating the Airbus, as that is what I prefer on X-Plane and Prepared 3D. Thanks for the amazing content. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm glad you're liking the content. I'm glad you're liking some of the older videos. I looked back at some of my older videos that I first made, and wow, they were cringy, man. At least to me. I mean, some of my first streams were definitely cringy, and for you guys that were there in the very beginning, I applaud you for hanging it out and just sticking with me. I think I'm definitely, by no means am I saying I'm the best streamer there is. I'm far from it. But I think the channel has come a long way from when it first started, and it's a testament to you guys just hanging in there from the beginning all the way through. So I appreciate you guys. Do I use capture card? No, I just use NVINC, and that's pretty much all I'll run on my streaming settings. Can you become a pilot if you have Asperger's, Tourette's, and PTSD? Is it worth even trying? You know, I mean, I don't know about Tourette's. That might be hard. You don't want to be. I don't want to, you know, make inputs that aren't required. But like I said, it all depends on what license you're trying to achieve and what the medical requires of you. So do I use the tiller to 100 knots or the rudder? No, you use the rudder pedal. Your hand comes off the tiller after you make the turn onto the runway. So the rudder pedals will allow movement of the nose wheel like up to 10 degrees on either side, and it will linearly decrease with the increase of speed. So as faster you go across the ground, the less degree of movement you have with the nose wheel on the pedals. So that's kind of why you have that nose forward on the stick there, is to get extra pressure on that nose wheel to make it more efficient. Because if your trim is set and you're blasting down the runway, let's say at 50 knots, that nose wheel it does have less friction on the ground than if I had nose forward pressure on the stick. So being able to have that additional friction on the nose wheel allows you to have better control movements, especially in a crosswind condition, and it's trying to weather vane away from you, and you really don't have that good authority from the vertical stab yet. Having that friction on the nose wheel really can help keep the airplane on center line. Ivar says, my home airport is where the Blackbirds and the Swedish Air Force flew during the Cold War by the Baltic Sea. Awesome. That is an interesting fact, dude. Do I have a favorite plane to fly in real life? My favorite plane to fly in real life. It might be the King Air, C-90, or any of the old Beechcraft aircraft. You know, the Beech 99. have the most time in that one, so I might even, I mean, it's just fun. Looking back, it was fun. Manipulating turboprops is fun in the sim too, but it's twice as fun to manipulate a turboprop in real life than it is in, you know, than it is a jet engine. Now, a jet engine is cool and all, but there's really not much to manipulate. You just have throttles, or thrust levers, I should say. You really just have thrust levers. So being able to have, you know, condition levers, prop levers, feathering, it's just fun. It's a lot of fun to have turboprops. I'd probably say one of the turboprops. Carter says it was never bad. Top quality all the way. I appreciate it, man. Slam Cannon, there you go. That's who you got to ask, who was asking about how do you convince your wife. He says, I have a wife while doing it. I just did it, I guess. Easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Yeah, amen to that, dude. You're not joking. Santi says, I love this BSS sound pack when it came out, but now the Neo sounds, I can't go back. Whew, those Neo sounds are hard to beat, man. They are hard to beat. How are we looking in here? 284 miles, that's good. We got about 30 miles, and then I'll really start prepping for the descent, and we'll look at our approaches from there. So we'll let it do its thing here. Let's go ahead and... I just don't know. I like the windows, but it's kind of a hard angle to get a good window view. We'll go from there. Jesper Johnson, welcome to Private Pilot. Thank you, Jesper. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel, man. Jamie, Gibraltar is your home airport? That's pretty cool. The Discord says invite is invalid. Uh-oh. What about the one that just scrolled through the chat, the Discord link? If it is invalid, I will update you guys right now. Let me get a new link here. Let me get a new link for you guys. Invite people. Edit invite link. Generate copy. All right, I'm posting a new link in the chat for you guys. Anybody looking for a Discord link? That should be a valid link for you. Give that one a try. I'll have to take a look at my settings to see if something expired. Harvard, no, this is not P3. This is X-Plane 11. Back off the window tab there. That looks pretty cool. Another simmer says, I want to say I hope everyone is doing great today. We're in hard times. That is why we need this loving and caring community. I agree, man. Issa says, V1, I have no rudder pedals and connected the tiller to roll. I have to use the tiller to steer on the runway during takeoff as yaw when not linked to roll, and I end up off the runway every time. Whew, Issa. That's tough. That's tough because I know what you're saying. You have to use roll input to maintain center line, and that can cause you to come off the runway. You might be better off, man, doing it to some keys. You know, maybe your left hand, if you have a left-handed throttle, I don't know how your throttle setup is. Whatever your throttle hand is, maybe set keys where you can use left and right with the tiller or with keys. So you set thrust and then take your hand off of it and use your hand to manipulate the tiller on the ground. That might be a better way to do it. Dougal says, I had a wife when I got my PPL, then I had a PPL and no wife. Worked well. Oh, man. Shark Tail says, thank you for your pro series. I learned a bit. Excellent, man. Jamie says, BA still flying to Gibraltar 3 days a week, even with COVID-19. Well, that's good for them. At least they're working. All right, let's do a little flyby shot here, and then we're going to look at some of these runway approaches. I know you guys were talking about doing the 09 approach. Looks awesome to me. That water, though, my goodness. All right. How are we looking in here? 254 miles, perfect. So Dimitri and all you guys were saying to check out runway 9er. Let's see what we got. LXGB. Winds are 280 at 11, so that's a little sketchy, but let's continue. Airport 10-9. What do we got? I don't even know the runway, like 5,800 feet. Oh boy, that's getting a little hairy. Let's get a little hairy with an 11-knot tailwind. Military, blah blah blah. Wind effects. Probably not modeled, but I bet there's some crazy wind coming off the rocks. Oh yeah. Wow. Whole runway subject to turbulence. Excellent. Areas not affected by turbulence? Everywhere that's not the airport. Pretty standard for airport construction. Okay, so we know we got a short runway and it's going to be bumpy as all hell. What kind of approaches we got? The civil, this SRA, what is this one? So isn't this airspace, if I had overflight of harbor area, procedure does not comply with PAN's ops scripts. Expect radar approach to point X-ray. 3 nautical mile radar fix after radar contact cannot be guaranteed after passing point X-ray. Overfly of the rocks prohibited. Okay, well let's overfly the rock. Kind of want to do it for cinematic purposes. So here's the rock. So they want us coming in from here. So that's the SRA 9 civil. That's pretty much it. Well, we're not going to do the military one. Let's see. Yeah, we're not going to do the military one. That's kind of... So the military, they want to keep inside that airspace. I see that. Visual approach chart. What does this one talk about? Radar fix. So the problem is I'm probably not going to have any of these fixes in my box. Turbulence and wind shear, bird strike hazard. Basically everything that can go wrong will probably go wrong on this approach. It's basically what they're saying. Awesome. Alright, so let's look at, I guess we'll do the special radar. What's the RNP 9er? This is what I thought I had loaded up. Isn't this kind of the same thing? Yeah, the RNP from PMOS. So we pretty much have the same thing loaded up here. Except I have 2.6, don't I? Or 2.7? Alright, so I do want to do this hard turn. I do like that. This straight in, that's boring. Let's do a turn. So we're going to change this. We're going to do... What approaches do I have available? Yeah, I don't have any other than RNAV 9. So we'll do RNAV 9. Insert. And then that's going to screw my flight plan up here. So the next fix is over here. So I'm going to manually put in PIMOS. P-I-M-O-S. Insert. So now we should have... Oop. Let's redirect us. Oh, yep. Live and die by the FMA. We're in heading mode. Now we should be back in nav mode. Mach Alt Cruise Nav. There we go. Direct to Alpha Mike Romeo. And then we're going to PMOS. And then from there, my dogs freak out and we join the RNAV. So we got to cross 160 knots. That's interesting restriction. What is that? GB09 Fox. What do they want us to do here? They want us at 160 knots. Is that 1,500 feet? That decel point shouldn't be there. I think it would be spaced out. It's just a flight factor thing. There is another fix in front of that, Bugov. We could put Bugov in there too. So after PMOS, we're going to put Bugov. B-U-G-O-V. PMOS Bugov, and then 09 Fox. So that doesn't even have... Well, let me ask you this. Do we have the GB092 fix in our box? I would be very impressed if we... Well, daggone! Look at that! GB092, let's put them all in here. GB 094. What are you guys talking about? This is a hard approach. This looks like a walk in the park, Kazansky. Look at that. We'll close up the line. Beautiful. Now watch me totally botch this thing up here. So I'm actually really impressed that we had that in the box. I guess that's a Navigraph thing, being able to have those fixes. SRA is a surveillance radar approach. Yeah, that's, what do we call it in the States? We call it a terminal approach. No. Oh gosh, I don't even know what it's called. I've never done one in real life. I did one in my flight training, and that was it. A contact. Is it a contact approach? No, that's different. I forget. We don't call it an SRA. We call it something else. But yeah, we don't have a controller, but hey, we'll be fine. So let's look at this here. So I don't really have any restrictions. Missed approach con 4000. Okay. RNP. Let's set up the rest of the performance data. I'm going to go progress, and I'm going to put in the runway, so I have a bearing and distance of the runway. LXGB 09er. We're looking at this one here. Tony Docs! Thank you, man. Coming in with a $6 bomb. Thank you so much. He says, if the winds are 280 degrees, does that mean they're coming from or towards 280? I would have thought that you want the opposite degree runway with the wind, so 09 would give you a headwind of 280. No, so you got to think, if the winds are 280, that means that they're coming from 280. So I need to land on a heading of 280 to land into the wind. That way you're matching up. You want your winds to match your runway number. The runway number is in magnetic bearing, and your winds are going to be magnetic if you get it from an ATIS. Now, there's other sources of wind information that you may get true heading, and then you have to do variation, and then it can get a little bit more confusing. But generally speaking, if you have a magnetic wind call out, you want to match that to your magnetic runway. So winds 280 at 9, that means they're out of the west from 280. So you look at the rose compass here. 280 at 9, winds are coming from this direction, going this way. If winds were 110, then they're going this way. They're out of the southeast, moving northeast. Thank you for the subscribe, man. Appreciate it. All right, so let's see. What was I looking for? I was looking for winds, or not winds. The rest of the weather. I guess I should have kept that page up. RNP 9er. That's what I want. And wait, I already have that page up, so we don't need two of those.
Subscriber ahead. Look.
Here we go. Thank you for the subscribe. It's Young Yang. I'm totally screwing that up. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. 280 at 11. So we're going to land with a 10-knot tailwind. That is no bueno, but we'll do it. Temperature of 20. QNH of 1017. And then I forgot the MDA. We got to put that in there. DA, continuous descent, RNP 0.2, 0.12. We can do this. RNP 0.3. We're 0.1 capable, so we'll do 374. Alright, so we'll set that up. That looks good to me. Now, we don't want to be high and fast coming in here either, so we'll probably have to do a descent. Do we have any altitude restrictions? GB092 doesn't really tell you. Mandatory 1,500 feet at 09 Foxtrot. So if I look at 09 Fox, that is 1,500 feet. That looks good. So for descent purposes, I'm going to make a constraint at 3,000. That might be too steep. Let's change it. Let's make it 2,000. There we go. So I'm going to make this a restraint here at 2,000 feet. That way, at least we're not going to be high and fast. Because we're with the 10 knot, with an 11 knot tailwind, number one, that exceeds the capability of the aircraft that we'd have to land the other direction in real life. But it's just flight sim. I'll never shy away from a challenge. So we're going to do that. We're going to go auto brakes medium on this one. Flaps full reverse. Landing on runway 9er. It's going to be a left-hand turnoff because we're going to the civil apron on the north side by the control tower. All right. Why is my autopilot FD2 off? Interesting. I only have one FD1 on there.
Donation.
The ultimate driving machine. Thank you so much, man. $2 bomb. I don't see any text message with your support, but I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. $2 bomb. Ultimate driving machine. Thank you. Or ultimate driving maniac. All right, so I guess I'm going to just set 2,000 feet there for a continuous descent. Constraint mode is on. One last look at the box here. PIMOS, perfect. 160 knot max, we'll be well below that. What is our VAP real quick? I forgot. It's going to be 128. Yeah, we're good. I'm going to change that descent speed a little bit though because I don't want to be fast coming in there. We'll do 320. Easier to slow down from that point. Alright, I think we're set up. We're good to go. There's one FD2 is back online. I don't know what that was all about. Uh-oh, there's an ortho tile. Too bad we missed that. So, the Spain UHD is pretty awesome, but it takes forever to download. So, there we go. Musa! BA! Coming in with a $10 bomb, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. He's got the little super sticker there in the chair. Driving crazy, man. I appreciate your support, Musa. Thank you. Thank you very much for your support on the channel, man. Really appreciate it. So there's some Spain HD down there. We'll just set the camera like that. Sometimes my ILS approaching is not working. What can I do to fix it? Make sure that you have the ILS properly tuned. But definitely positive rates to Musa. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Dablo says, when do we use MDA and when do we use DH in the perf page? Thank you. So MDA, you're going to use that for all your RNAV approaches. You're going to use it for your localizer approaches. Now, I say your RNAV. If you're LNAV, VNAV capable, if you're LVP or LPV. If you're LPV capable, lateral plus vertical, then you're going to use a DA on an RNAV. But most of the time, unless you're doing an ILS approach, you're going to use MDA. And even if you're doing an ILS approach, if you're doing a Cat 2 or 3, that's when you're most commonly going to be using a DH or a decision height is with a Cat 2 or Cat 3 approach. Or as charted on the approach chart, like they may require use of DH depending on the airport and the requirements. It's a radio altimeter is required and you must use a DH. So for the most part though, you're going to use an MDA. And that'll vary, you know, it's hard to blanket statement that too. That'll vary airline to airline, operator to operator. Captain Tom, what's going on, man? It says, whoa, Landor. Yeah, we got the Landor livery going in here today, man. I think it's a classic livery. We're clean winged. We're looking good. Jungly Sam, what's going on, man? He says, whatever you do, don't fly over Spain on the approach. They might shoot you down. Jungly, good to have you on board, man. I will try my best not to fly in Spain. I think they don't care about that, though, if you're civil, because according to this blue line is Spanish airspace, right? So you pretty much are going to go into Spanish airspace. Or Spain, Gibraltar, yeah. Pilots using this chart must refer to 10.9A page. So let's look at the 10.9A real quick. 10.9A. Try to get it out of the screen there so you could see the airplane. Oh well. TACAN let down for use in the event. Okay, we're not going to use that. The initial approach is to be from the east on the Gibraltar TACAN. Semicircular, blah, blah, blah. When established outbound, descend 2,000 QFE. If visual contact with the rock cannot be established by 2.5 from the GBR TACAN, climb to 4,000 and turn left to intercept. Okay, we can do all that. That's not really applies to us, though. We're going to have it all in sight. When rock or runway in sight for 9, turn left to position for a right-hand circuit to land. RNP requirements. Prior to commencement of RNAV RNP approach arrival procedures, operators are required to provide evidence to the Gibraltar Director of Civil Aviation of RNAV RNP. Man, they got all kinds of stuff in there. Air operator certificate in case of aircraft not operating under an air... Well, that's not us. In order to cover the loss of GNSS at decision altitude, the operator shall demonstrate to the Gibraltar Director of Civil Aviation Authority that the climb gradient is up to 1,500 is as follows. 9.5, 11.4. Wow. Aircraft captains intending to use the RNAV RNP are to include the fact in the remarks section of the flight plan for the flight. So when I filed my flight plan, if I was doing this on a network, thank you for the subscribe. Yasmut, appreciate it. You need to include some remarks. Interesting. There's a lot of different restrictions going in here. That's pretty cool, though. $320 likes. You guys are awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Scenery looks incredible, Matt Taylor. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. This is the UHD Spain. I'm trying to get more tiles downloaded, but from the high-definition Spain website, the downloads are extremely slow for some reason for me. It's maybe because I'm in the U.S. Maybe it's a Spanish server. I don't know. Carvalho says, say hello to Brazil. Today I flew from Gibraltar to LFKJ, second leg, dangerous airports. Nice, man. All right, Aglos, getting out of here. Go to sleep, man. Take care, dude. All right, we're getting rid of the ortho there as we're going to get away from this fix anyway, as we're going to be making a left turn, so we can just do this. Matter of fact, we should probably see where we are. Thank you for the subscribe. Pickles. Awesome. All right, so, of course, if we were in radar contact, we'd have restrictions 9,000 feet. Can't go below that until cleared lower. But everything else looks pretty much kosher from there. Auto brakes medium. There is no LS push button to use. So I hope you guys are ready. It'll be interesting with a 10 knot, 11 knot tailwind. I don't know why this is clear all those messages out there. 10 knot tailwind, 5,900 foot strip. There's going to be no floaties in this one. 5,800 feet, huh? It'd be epic if we could make echo. Right-hand traffic. I feel like I should have put track IR on for this flight. Alright, top of descent is just about 20 miles out. Still looking good. Tony Doc says because they saw you were going to Gibraltar. Nice. D. Pimentel says it's slow as hell for you as well. All right. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I went to download, I think it was, I don't know, 120 megabytes. And it said 14 days. I'm like, okay. And then it eventually changed, and it took a little over an hour or so to download. I'm just like, that's kind of weird for that small of a file. Avioman, welcome to the chat, dude. Avioman, again, I just want to apologize. The last time that we were on stream together, I think, was into Lugano, and I didn't see your dono. I apologize for not seeing that on the replay. In replay, the notifications are silenced. So, but thanks again for your support on the channel, man. I hope you're doing well during this time. I hope you're doing all right. Good to have you on board. Your sim toolkit seems to have overlapping times. Overlapping times. Let me see. We can try to adjust the size. I think that first part of the Sim Toolkit Pro is it basically just shows you the departure, destination, and what phase of flight I'm in. Now, I think I can change. If you don't want to see the phase of flight, I can go ahead and remove that. So there we go. Maybe that clears it up. You don't want to see phase of flight. You guys always tend up asking anyway. Tesla guy says it's almost midnight over here. I'm signing out for the night. See you ladies. Blue skies and tailwinds, y'all. Tesla guy, have a good man. Take care, dude. Captain, what is the most worn out button on the Airbus? Well, for captains, it's the tiller on the left-hand side because the wedding ring is where the paint off of it. So, over here, this tiller, if you look at an Airbus, if you get a chance to go up in the cockpit, have a look at the tiller. Now, in the Embraers, it was really bad. But the ones that are painted and don't have, have like an anti-slip paint on it, coating thing, when you put your left hand on here, the wedding ring starts to wear the tiller away. Now, it's really bad on the Embraer 175. The paint didn't last. The Airbus is a little bit better, but that's probably pretty worn. As far as actual buttons, probably your range rings right here. These probably get the most use right here. Because everyone, I mean, you change this multiple times to flight. Oh wow, we already missed our top of descent. Nice. Pop the speed brakes a little bit. Just to crack the speed brakes. Let's get down. Let's get back on profile. I got to talking. How high are we? 2,000 feet high. Oh, good. This is off to a good start. Down we go. Seatbelts on. But yeah, I would say the range rings are probably the most worn out buttons. I've actually had them fail, like not working. I also had altitude selector. The altitude selector gets worn out right here. This knob. All these knobs get pretty worn, but I still think you touch this knob more than the altitude knob. You may get, 10 to 20 different altitude changes in a given flight. That's a lot, seems like a lot, but you're always changing this. Alright, so we need to get back on profile, but we are on the descent. Water's looking fine. Brakes out. Beautiful. Sip of bourbon. I need to increase the width of the OBS browser source. I'll have to work on it after. There we go. That seems readable. Speed brake's still out. Oh yeah, there we go. We caught up to it. Stow it. I hear you. Speed brake is stowed. We're good. We're back on descent profile. Weather reload. Down we go. Not flying TOLUS anymore? No, we do. We just flew the 319 a couple streams ago. We flew the 319 into, where did we take it? Into Florence, I believe. Just in the, I'm flying the Flight Factor CFM, which is one that I really haven't flown a whole lot at all. Tony Doc says, I'd recommend Track IR for that turn. I tried it without and immediately purchased Track IR. Oh boy. I'm gonna see if I can fire it up. Give me a second. Sometimes it won't let you launch if the sim is already loaded. X-Plane 11. Let's see if this works. Let's come back to the cockpit. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We have track IR. All right, just like that. Good call. All right, we're 19.6, direct to Pimos. There's a lot of blue water out here. A lot of blue water. Let's look at an engine without the window. There you go. Nice clean shot right there. What pieces of the aircraft never changed from build to going to graveyard? Whew, Salim, that's an interesting question, man. Dude, if I had to guess, I really don't know. I was going to say the wingtip fences or the sharklets, because unless you ding one on another airplane, you really don't need to, or a card or something. They're really they don't wear out. As far as something in the cockpit that you wouldn't change, oh man, I don't know. I do not know, man. Probably, I got you. Here you go. I bet you they never change out the gravity gear extension, because if you do use it, one airplane may use it once or twice its whole career, its whole fleet life. So I don't think they would need to change it out. That's just a guess. Interesting questions, though, man. Interesting. Oh, yeah, Commander, you said by increasing the browser source, increasing the properties. Yeah, I'll take care of it in SimToolkit Pro after stream. Is it still hard to read? Can you guys not read it right now? I'm just looking at a tiny preview of it. I can't really see it. I don't know what it looks like on your YouTube screen. I don't know if you're doing full screen or minimized. I'm just looking at a very small preview window. Window says, looking phenomenal so far, Cap. Doing an amazing job. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it, Window. Tango Delta, you're not the first one to ask. Would you consider streaming an Embraer 175 or 190? You know, I really wanted to. And then I bought one of them and I said, there's no way in hell I'm going to stream on this airplane, because you just can't. I just can't. It's just not, it's not flyable for me. But with that being said, recently I've seen some modifications. One, sound mod. Two, I've seen a great texture overhaul mod where someone has redone the textures and it looks really nice. So, I'm not saying I will, but Tango Delta, I will say this. I promise you guys, I'm gonna give it another shot. I have the SSG. Now, maybe you guys can tell me. Maybe I have the wrong one. As far as there's only two Embraers, right? The SSG and I can't remember the other one. I have the SSG. If I do the modifications, get a sound mod, and change the cockpit, I'll take a look. I'll see if I can stream with it. Now, I also had a problem trying to get Navigraph, or I'm sorry, not Navigraph, trying to get any navigation. My navigation database was blank in the MCDU or in the FMS in the Embraer, and I think that had something to do with it wasn't updated. You have to update it through Navigraph to get all the nav data. So maybe I'll have that fixed, and I'll take a look at them again. Because I agree. I think they are, you know, nobody flies them, but it's for good reason. I mean, you look at all the streamers out there. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody stream in the Embraer series. I think X-Plane 1972 did a stream in one a very long time ago. But yeah, I want them to be, I would love to have a really good quality Embraer. So, and I know they're working on it and trying to make it better. So we'll see. I promise you I'll take a look at it again. All right, it is fine, Dougal and Dimitri. Appreciate it. Oh, widow, not window. I got you. X-Craft, Carta? You said to get the X-Crafts? Captain Tom says, none of them have good FMS. The X-Craft look better out of the box. Interesting. Scott Briggs, you said you brought the herein out of Cheyenne. It looks great, flies badly, and crashes for no reason. Interesting. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. I haven't had, I know herein makes some really beautiful airplanes, and it pretty much stops at that. I don't know if I just got lucky and got the two right ones. Here's 10,000 feet. Let's get our lights on. But the PA-31, I really enjoy, and the Citation 550, I really enjoy that one as well. Oh, Captain says doesn't rely on X-plane data. Interesting. Oh, SSG has its own nav data. Organic milk, is there much performance between the difference as winglets and sharklets, or is it cutting down for fuel? It's really just cutting down for fuel purposes over time and the lifespan of the aircraft. But I don't know if it's just me, but I've heard other pilots say it too. I feel that the Airbuses with the sharklet tend to float a little bit more, and that makes sense because if you think about ground effect, it's technically you can measure it by half the aircraft's wingspan in height above the ground. So by adding a sharklet, you are effectively increasing the wingspan of the aircraft. I think it's like 3 additional feet or something like that. So you increase the wingspan of the aircraft, you're going to increase the altitude at which ground effect will be felt. Therefore, you should technically float a little bit more if it was a perfect world, right? All conditions the same. So I think it's okay and valid to say that the sharklets will make the airplane float a little bit more during touchdown. But I mean, it's very minimal. The 319s with the wingtip fences like this, I mean, they plop. They don't float hardly at all. But the sharklets on the 320s, 321, they do tend to float a little bit more, I think. Bass World or Base World, I don't know. Thank you so much for the $2 or £2 bomb or €2 bomb. He says, yo, my bro, will there be another flight? Unfortunately, no. This is leg 2. We went to Ibiza. We dropped off all the young, good-looking people to go party, and now we're just going to go look at a rock. So, we are on leg 2, man. Yeah, so no more flights after this. Manny says, pilots like you can share your passion and very in-depth simulations. Thank you. Thank you, Manny. I appreciate it. So X-Crafts look better but less realistic. Well, maybe it's good I got the SSG then. I think I just need to fix the SSG nav data box. I haven't looked at it in a very long time, so maybe it was something on my end I was doing wrong. But we should probably plan... There's our transition altitude coming up on 5,000 feet, so we're going to set that. What did I say it was? It was 1017 on the QNH, so we'll set 1017. All right, we're going to start focusing here. This is go time. We're at a 5,000 feet. I'm going to select speed, 250 knots. We're going to activate the approach phase. Transition altitude through 5,000. What's the outside air temp? Plus 15, so no need for engine anti-ice. Vertical deviation brick is on the PFD. All right. Lights are on, seatbelts are on, approach checklist, briefing complete, ECAM status check, seatbelts on, minimums, 374 set. Engine AIS 1 and 2, that is off for right now. Yeah, plus 16. Engine AIS 1 and 2 is off. Altimeters, 1017, 1, 2, and 3 times. Set. Approach checklist complete. Meaton says, hello, me and from everyone on the favorite cap. Hey, man, welcome to the stream, dude. Just in time. We are going to try to land on Gibraltar with an 11-knot tailwind on a 5,800-foot strip. So one thing I am going to do, and I'll tell you right now, is I know it says 160 max over there at that turn. We're going to really slow it up because we got that prevailing wind on our tail. Our ground speed is going to be significantly increased. So I'm going to try to remedy that by configuring early. I know that I'd always say 2,000 feet, 180 knots, flaps 2. This is one of those situations where, like so many approaches we've done on the Euro Tour, where it's non-standard, where you really are, it's necessary to configure early. And for some reason, I already feel like I'm going to be a little fast. But there's our level off stick. I'm going to put the brakes out just because I'm getting nervous already. I'm going to put those brakes out. We're going to get down a little bit sooner. That'll give me more time and a level attitude to slow down. I'm just going to go open descent. Alright, so here comes... Once we get Alt Star, I'm going to scroll right back to 160. We're all the way back to 160. Can I arm the approach? I can. Alt Final. Altitude capture. I'm going to set 1500. Here comes VFE minus 10, flaps 1. Turn up the volume a little bit for you guys. We're going to go ahead and stow speed brakes. I'm going to vertical speed us down 700. Speed, vertical speed 700. The reason I'm using vertical speed here is I want to still slow down and try to go down at the same time. That's why I'm forcing it into a vertical speed mode. Let's go flaps 2. Get my chair positioned right here. At least I feel like I'm current in go-arounds. We had a nice go-around practice on that last one. Alright, we're going to go gear down, manage it up. VFE next, minus 10, flaps 3 out of sequence. We're already getting high. I don't see the rock. What's the visibility up here, man? Flaps full. Alright, we'll arm them up. Cabin checked. Landing check is cabin crew advised. Auto thrust speed. ECAM memo. Landing all green. Landing checks complete. Lights are on. What is with the visibility, guys? I thought it was supposed to be a beautiful day here. Final lap. Here we go. I don't see the rock. Of course. I do not see the rock. I think I see the rock. I do not see the airport, though. We're going to keep coming down. MDA is 374. Wow, with the visibility, guys. I was expecting clear in a million. There's the rock. Alright, we're just going to stay on the RNAV. We're RNP 1 capable. We're looking good. We're on the turn. 1,000 feet. Growing altitude is 3,000 set. Is that the runway? I do see the runway. Alright, we're going to hand fly this in here. Autopilot's off. I'm going to keep the flight director on for the RNAV turn here. Coming in over the ships. Are my lights on? Yeah. Right over the ship. I'm gonna come in here a little bit tighter, even for more cinematic purposes. All right, we're not gonna follow the flight directors anymore. Flight directors off. Give me the bird. Or purely visual. I'm going right over the top of the ship so we can watch the replay from them.
100 above.
All right, I got the pappies now. Whoa, we can ease up on that descent rate. Runway's in sight. Wow, that was a little bit sketchy there, I'm not gonna lie. Remember, I appreciate it. Whoa. We're gonna stick with that 3 red methodology method.
Subscriber.
Thank you for the subscribe, man. Appreciate it.
50. 40,
Trucks are on the runway. They're not supposed to be there.
20. Retard. Retard. 10. 5.
Spoilers right on the markers. Freaking trucks crossing the runway. My goodness. Woo! 70 knots. You know, we can make the left turn right here. Stow 'em. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gibraltar. That came up on me quick. I did not feel prepared for that one bit. Probably an approach I should have practiced. Alright, let's clean up the airplane. Clear the hold short line. Whew. That came up fast. I didn't even see the rate. I know it was 250 something. But I'm pretty sure we were right on the touchdown marker. Those medium brakes, though. Okay, with the food trucks here, you guys are giving me PTSD. This is when I would turn the landing light on. Oh, I missed it. Piss off the driver. Oh, really, bro? There you go. How's the landing light in your face? Alright, here we go. Taxi light off, strobe lights come off. Spool up the APU. Whew. Brake set. APU is still spinning up. So we'll go ahead and kill engine 2. Seatbelt sign. Ooh, boy. Dougal said, this is why we watch. Man, I gotta look at that replay. I'll be totally honest with you guys. I felt really unprepared for that approach landing. Why are my spoilers still up? Nice job. FO forgot to close them. And APU is available. Kill engine 1. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gibraltar. I was expecting a nice scenic approach, looking at the rock, coming in, making a nice hard turn. That was when we just had to go into grind mode, put the head down, and just try to put her on the markers. Big D1, what's going on, man? He says, your real-world experience came through. Well, that I definitely feel like I dug into the... I got laser focused there at the end. I was like, okay, where's the runway? Land the airplane. Wow, that was fun, though. Before we open anything up or shut anything off, let's go ahead and do a replay here. I will throw you guys into replay mode first. We're no longer in Ibiza, so we'll kill the Ibiza replay music. Unless you guys want to hear it again. Let's make sure that real view is disabled. I'm pretty sure I had it disabled from the last flight. It is disabled. Confirmed. So now we'll go here and check the replay out. Because that was... Wow. I was not ready for that one. So we're coming in. So I can see the rock in the replay. That's I don't think I saw it that far out in real life or on the first attempt. Let's kind of watch it from right here. We've got some replay music we can tune in though. Whew. Dimitri says, boss on the markers and on center line. My man. Thank you, Dimitri. Appreciate it. Outstanding effort with all that weather. Yeah, that was sketchy. A little hairy there, Cienti. I agree, dude. Trucks on... I know, we had trucks on runway coming through there. It's just like they wanted to go... Let's get across. Because there was no other trucks after I was on short final. It was just the ones that were already crossing. Man. Kamikaze trucks. Yeah, they definitely were, man. What effect does activating the approach phase do? Well, that means when the approach phase is activated, when I manage speed, that means my airplane is going to slow down to the programmed approach speed. So when we're like 128 knots or something. So if I don't have it activated, there's a possibility that could go up to 250. So if you're at 180 knots flaps 2 and your approach phase is not activated and you manage speed, depending on the configuration, you could end up increasing engine thrust, which happens to some guys, and then you get caught out of it. Nice touchdown there. We got a UPS truck. That's a U.S. mail service truck. What is that doing here? Hold on. USPS, United States Postal Service. I don't think they are crossing runways in Gibraltar. I do not think they'd be there in real life. Let's back it up. Man. Mark says the Navigraph will update the SSG nav data. Contact me if you have any trouble. I find them all the time. Mark, appreciate it, man. I will give it a shot. I will definitely load up the SSGs, guys. Hold on, I know we just saw that. I want to see the turn here from this view over the ship, from a passenger standpoint. Right here. Jumping on says there's actually a street crossing in the runway. Yeah, I know there's a street there. That's cool. But I did not expect the vehicles to be still crossing. I tested it out before stream. All I did is but I loaded in on the runway, and when you turn the landing lights on, they stop crossing the road. But for some reason, I guess it was just two vehicles wanted to cross the road one more time. Try to get it in there. Dimitri says, no European tour would be complete without the circuit to land at Fund in Madeira? Just saying, Dimitri, I hear you, man. Is that the one that somebody just posted a YouTube video on the Discord on? We'll do it. We'll do it. I'm pretty sure it's where we need to go anyway. Man. You've seen someone's pet relieve themselves on the crosswalk on the intersection of the runway? Crazy, man. Alright, let's see the views that we really want to see, huh? Let's go outside. We'll just play it from here. We'll do a runway shot. Coming in. Nice checkerboard here. Came in over the threshold nicely. We started a little bit low, but I corrected. This tailwind, though, is just like, you're effed. Oh, yeah, we definitely could have flared a little bit more, but let's see where we touched down. So you're supposed to be on the brackets, right? So right on the brackets. Pretty good. Little off center line there, but with an 11-knot tailwind outside of the aircraft's limitation. I'll take it. We ended up straightening it out there. Honestly, I still think that's my rudders. I don't know if that's X-plane or what. Maybe I just really suck, but I always feel like I always just a tad off there. All right, guys. We'll back it up here. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I know I did. I'm going to pause it real quick. Check this out. We're going to go Shift 2 view, but I want to go down here to the ship. Right here. Back it up a little bit. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. 2-leg stream. Checking out a couple party islands. Checking out Gibraltar. My mods. You guys are awesome. Thank you for keeping the chat in line. Keeping everybody where they need to be. Sponsors, donors, tons of new members, tons of new sponsors. Guys, I'm so grateful for every single one of you. Thank you so much. Guys, just hanging out in chat. I love you just as much as everyone else. I appreciate you being here. Hit that like button for me on the way out. I hope you enjoyed this episode of our Euro Tour. More to come as we wrap up the west coast of Spain and continue northbound pretty much, and we're going to end up going back around. So until next time, guys. I just want to see this coming in with this ship. Really looks so cool. Until next time, guys, I'm V1. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Keep the silver side up. See ya!